Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yo, what's going on? NPC The Game Live coming to you this beautiful morning, Friday morning, from the island of Formosa, aka Taiwan, the real District 13. How's it going? How's it going? Yes, yes. A lot of easy women, a lot of well, excuse me, a lot of easy lovers. This is the topic of today's show. The broadcast title is Easy Lover, promiscuous women and men, I have to say. Baron Trump, Venus in Scorpio, and wasting time with good people. Hope you're wasting time. Hope you're not wasting time. There's some good people here today already. Will by Saturn's one of them. What's up? That is a great song, right? It's very even though I don't think it's in that movie, it's very American Psycho-ish, huh? You can picture Patrick Bateman dancing, doing the Carlton to this song. Yeah. What's up, Saturn? Takes 27 years for Saturn to go around the sun, right? Learn your lesson, learn our lessons of delaying gratification, right? What's going on to Look Within? How's it going? Number one shooter in the metaverse, hardest working man in the metaverse, loudest ladder that has that harmonic brain frequency. We make lemons. We make lemonade out of lemons, right? Shout out to Apocalypse Theory. I think that's Cecil. Has to be. Salute. Salute to the chat. Yeah. 7 people here. Not wasting your time, but with good people. Good to have you. Good to have you. Yeah, I mean, what's going on in the Panelverse? Just a disclaimer: be careful out there in the DMs, the Discord, DMs, and also the private chats. They're not really private. Um, there are people going around recording people in the DMs, so be aware of that. Yeah, speak as if you're speaking to the whole world, like me right now with the mic. Right, just be aware of that. Okay, don't get caught up. Shout out to God Heart Guardian. Shouldn't Arturo be the mascot today? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. She should be, right? That's good looking out. I forgot about that, huh? Greetings all. Yeah, good to have you, God Heart. Yeah, that Eternal's a wild one. We'll get to that. I think shit. Let's go all over the place. Let's start there. Promiscuous women. Promiscuous women and men, as we say. I think the leading country in terms of this survey I was looking at is Australia for the most promiscuous country. Let's check it out. I don't know. Take a look at this chart. I don't know if you can see it really. I can see it. Let me take down this barrier. I can see it right there. I'll read it to you. Shit, I have to zoom in on that. Well, number one is Australia. Number 2 is Brazil, and I have to say the 15th country is the United States. Right, for most promiscuous. Oh, here we go. Most promiscuous country. So, which countries are the most promiscuous? What do you think in the chat? I just said one of them. Yeah. Yeah, our Discord is the best. We don't play. Hey, if you can drop that link in there, Shifty or Mods, then, I appreciate it. So, look at this. Most promiscuous countries in the world. Uh, the 6 most promiscuous factors used to determine the most promiscuous countries. Number 1, medium age virginity was lost. How young they were. The age at which people started engaging in sexual activity can indicate a more casual approach to promiscuous sex. As the mean age increases, the score earned decreases. So that's 100 points. Now, the second criteria is average number of sexual partners. That's 100 points. So a large average number of sexual partner indicates a likelihood of multiple sexual encounters and a higher level of promiscuity within the populations. As the number of sexual partners decreases, the score also decreases, right? Do you want a woman with a high body count, men? And women, do you want a man with a high body count? Or does that matter to you? Um, doesn't matter to you, right? Shouldn't matter to you. Next criteria, STD rate pure per 100,000 people. That's 100 points as well. The prevalence of sexually transmitted diseases reflects the consequences of promiscuity, sex within the population. As the STD rate decreases, the score also decreases. So those countries with a high STD range, you're gonna see them up on the list. What's going on? Blessings to you, NPC, Godheart, Guardian, Clone, our beloved Clone. So I'm going to start calling these wonderful people in the chat my beloved NPC clones. Here we go. Percentage of people who think premarital sex between adults is morally acceptable or not a moral issue. The moral perception surrounding premarital sex indicates the perception of promiscuity within the populations. As the percentage of people within the populations are accepting of premarital sex decreases, the score also decreases. And the next criteria is that's only 100 points, right? Now, this is 50 points. Is prostitution legal? Right? Legalizing or partially legalizing prostitution increases the availability and acceptance of promiscuous sex. The countries earn 50 points if prostitution is legal. 25 is it's partially legal and 0 if it's illegal. Countries like I think Thailand maybe partially legal. Colombia, either legal or partially legal. Hong Kong, partially legal. Next one is premarital sex illegal. Negative 25 points. The next one, the repercussions for having sex outside of marriage can be a large deterrent for those considering engaging in promiscuous sex. For countries that outlaw premarital sex, 25 points were deducted. Okay. Let's see. Ukraine, what? Ukraine's full of them, right? Baddies or what? I think so. There's the thank you shifty one. That's the Discord link. Join, like he says, Happy Face. Join the fun. At least you can have a tryout, see what happens. Got a lot of fun, interesting channels, with the hope and the purpose of upgrading yourself. Always about self-development. To me, it does. My wife always been with me with win-win. That is a win, huh? You just have to teach her a lot. But better you than somebody else, I guess. Right? Congratulations, Shift. So this promiscuous sex, let's look at this. Number one. The number one, according to this list, most promiscuous country is the home of the great eternal, Australia. Woo, Australia. Wow. Their score that took into account all the things we mentioned had a total index score of 360.4, which is 40 points ahead of the runner-up. So by far, according to this metrics, the Australia is the most promiscuous. It's the most promiscuous country, right? Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. Okay, let's see. Anybody from Australia come up? Rude Mud Crab, always welcome. Next on the list is Brazil with a total index score of 340.66 points as the most promiscuous sex. Yeah. Well, number one, let's go to Australia. Who do we know about Australia? We know Iggy Azalea. That's how I know. We know, what were the origins? Was it was a prison colony? People say we have Aboriginal people there. Um, a lot of cities are spread out. Some areas. So I'm trying to think about reasons why. I mean, hearing the stories from Eternal's actual mouth and also other people telling me some of the stories about her, I have to say some of the wildest stuff I ever heard has to do with her by far. Now that's anecdotal evidence, right? But that's crazy how Australia beats all these other countries by far. Next is Brazil, right? The ultimate mixed country. So many people from all different cultures came together. The Portuguese and the Brazilian natives, and they have that wonderful mix. They got the big booties and the small waists. Yeah, man, very sexual place. I've heard. Um, yeah, and Greece is number three, right? And then Greece, right? The Greek freaks. The Greek freaks. Going Greek, what does that mean? People say that. I think that has to do with anal sex. Going Greek. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the Great Dressed White is from Australia, I believe. I believe, yeah. Oh, I'm not. Just White. Most people are. Even a lot of Australians don't know. We are lied to for a long time. Is it? What do we say? Are is the sexuality repressed in Australia? And maybe as a rebellion, people when they get to a certain age, they express themselves sexually in many different ways. I don't know. We shall see. Australian women are cool and too fun. Yeah, yeah. So we got Australia number one, Brazil number two, Greece, the Greek freaks number three, right? Chile number four. What do we know about Chile? We know about panoche. Panoche means pussy, I think, in Spanish. I know, I know they had a dictator for many years. I need to brush up on this. New Zealand, which some idiots get confused with Australia, right? They're number five. Hmm. Germany, yes, I can see Germany up there. The freaky deaky Germans and the Dutch. German for sure. I think a bondage. What resonates to there? Like dominating, uh, hardcore sex clubs. Uh, is it Germany, the Netherlands, and some other countries? They have those clubs where you pay, and it's like a reverse gangbang. It's nothing but girls, and you just have your pick of them for a price, right? Yeah. By the way, I need to remind myself, Gabriel, this channel purpose is for it's a log for your son who's 6 years old right now. I know when he's older, hopefully some of the traps we expose here about different aspects of life will help him out. But with that said, I need to chill a little bit with some of the stuff I have to say. Self-censor, censor, censor. Number seven, Italy, right? Those wonderful Italians who like to use their hands. Saying with a comment from Jess, I was saying you were wrong. Most are. You're misunderstood. Who are you talking about? I don't know. Shadowback. It would be cool if Jess White came on the broadcast these days, or she can provide great content. Yeah, I'm sure she could. Well, we can go over these things. This is for Jess White only. If you're a woman, you can come up. Men will be able to come up in a second. So if you're willing to bless us on the panel, there's your link, my lady. Yeah. This is the Easy Lover broadcast, promiscuous women segment, as well as men as well. I just couldn't fit it in there. Um, we got a couple. We got about I don't know 5 more minutes. No, about 10 more minutes of this from this segment. So like you said, number 6 is the Germans, sprockets. Number 7, Italians, who love to use their hands. Number 8, Switzerland. Wow, the Swiss keeping it neutral. Uh, Number 9, the Thai. Oh yeah, everyone's going to Thailand, right? All the passport bros and probably sisses going to Thailand. It's a sexual tourism hub, right? People think right away about lady boys, but there's a lot more things going on there besides lady boys. There are real women there that are professionals, pleasing men, right? Left and right as we speak. When I went there with my girlfriend back in the day, I remember going to the breakfast and seeing an old geezer, an old bastard, uh, a European dude with two very young women sitting awkwardly on the other side of the table while he was eating his sausages and beans. Yeah. hmm So that's that. Thailand number 9 and the number 10 most promiscuous country in the world, according to this survey, NPC survey, is the South Africa, the Africanics. South Africa. Wow. Well, interestingly enough, I think they have the highest. Oh my God, they have the highest score when it comes to STDs. In 100, you get 100 points per 100,000 people, right? And the STD rate in South Africa is they got 32,054 points. Wow. Right. So they definitely have the most STDs going on in South Africa right now, according to this study. Okay. So next on number 11, we have the Czech Republic. What was it, Prague up there? Right. They have the very voluptuous women there. Number 12, Finland, up north near the Arctic Circle, keeping warm. And the 13th country is United Kingdom, right? United Kingdom. 14th, Japan, right? I know a lot of y'all, you little, whatchamacallit, anime bros. You love your Japanese adult videos and all that stuff. Right? Uh, all right, cool. Yeah. Well, in 5 minutes, we'll be done with the segment, but I was kidding. Yeah. Yeah. Take your time. Yeah. Let's go. So, shit. Yo, so Japan number 14, running off the top 15 spot, United States, right? Is right there, right? I guess we're busy. You know, the United States wants to be number one at everything. I don't know if they want to be number one at this though. Yeah, I don't know if they want to be number one at that. Next, we have the Netherlands, the Dutch, the freaky deaky Dutch at 16. Mexico at 17 for the most promiscuous countries. And prostitution is partially legal there. Um, I guess let me see. Oh, listen to this. I didn't even go over this part. So here's some countries that we already named where prostitution is legal or partially legal. So Australia, number one, the number one country, it's totally legal. It says. I remember hearing that. I remember this dude I know. He said he goes to those brothels. Right. Number two, Brazil is partially legal prostitution. Number three, Greece is legal. Chile partially legal. New Zealand legal. Germany legal. Italy partially legal. Switzerland legal. Thailand partially legal, and then South Africa It's 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 illegal, and yet they have the highest rate of STDs according to this list. Czech, partially legal. Finland partially legal. United Kingdom partially legal. Japan partially legal. That's right. They do have their little brothels. Uh, United States illegal. Mm, okay. Yeah. And they do have a high instance of STDs here, 19,000. Uh, Netherlands legal. Yeah. Prostitution legal. 16. Mexico partially legal. Denmark at number 18, partially legal. Iceland illegal, number 19. Canada, prostitution is illegal. Um, and number 20, Turkey, it's legal, straight up legal. Hmm. Okay. At number 21, France. We go down. Sweden, illegal at 22. Spain, partially legal. And they have a 91% rate of, what is this? Percentage of people who think premarital sex between is moral. So I guess a lot of people there, they think it's moral. 91% of the people. And in France, 94% of the people think that, that were surveyed, believe that premarital sex is moral, right? Okay. France at 24. So I guess they're very open, Spain and in France, about that. Hungary, legal prostitution at 26. Norway, illegal, 27. Slovakia, I think the home of Melania Trump, legal prostitution, number 28. Portugal, partially legal, 29. And Belgium, 30, partially legal. Iceland, Russia, Israel, 31, 32, 33, illegal. Prostitution is illegal. And Poland, um, Poland is partially legal, 65%. They're almost done here at 34. Singapore, partially legal prostitution at 35. Croatia, number 36, most promiscuous country, illegal prostitution. Taiwan, prostitution illegal. And they're at 37. Okay. 37%. South Korea, 38, illegal. Hong Kong, partially legal. I've seen that before. Those women, they stand out in front of their house on the first floor looking very professional, almost in like almost in business attire / cocktail dresses. Vietnam, Nigeria, number 40, partially legal. Vietnam, illegal, 41. Malaysia, partially legal. Interesting, 42, because it's a Muslim country, right? I did see some, I assume it was a prostitute last time I was there who was trying to hound me when I was with my girlfriend, actually. I don't know. I guess my ego would like to think that she wasn't a prostitute, but who knows? Number 43, Indonesia, partially legal. Another very Islamic place, too. 44, China, illegal. India, 45, partially legal. And we have done the math on India and Bangladesh about how their brothels are like fourth world, right? They got a lot of problems over there with that, right? Um, Comment from Jess, but it's still looked down on. It's not acceptable here as people think. You get your face kicked in here for being a hoe. Yeah, I would have think that. Yeah, kind of like with weed, how where I'm from, California, it's acceptable and whatnot. I mean, it's legal, and most people really don't care. With it's something that's kind of, at least the way I see it, you still don't want to be blowing smoke out in public like it's nothing. You know, there's still some type of stigma there, at least in some circles. So that's the list right there on that. There was some other stuff I saw here that was interesting. Yeah, we'll go back to marriage. I saw an interesting pack of all places, like a Pakistani um, subreddit. Yeah, I think this is it. That's a very interesting question that maybe some of you who are married or have been married or want to get married ever thought about. Um, cool. Okay. Good. Yeah. 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 Get that straight. This is men and women question. Men who are married to promiscuous women. How did it turn out? Right. And reading this is pretty interesting right here. So the question was men who married promiscuous women, how did it turn out? Now, did any men here ever marry a promiscuous woman or have as a girlfriend? Or have any of you women had a promiscuous husband? Does it hit the same when we say that promiscuous husband? Because all promiscuity means that you sleep around a lot, right? That's what I thought. Yeah. So someone said this. So after going through a horrible marriage, I have come with the following two advice to people. Advice to men. Please be very open about it. If you have insecurities about your wife, about the woman being promiscuous in the past, never marry her at first in the first place. Marry her if and only if her past doesn't concern you much. That's his advice to men, this Redditor. His advice to women is please be very open about it. Communicate it today. If you have something to hide, please don't hide it. If he's into you, he will accept you. If he's got insecurities, don't ruin both of your pieces of mind for the rest of your life. I don't know. What do you think? You think that's good advice? Yeah. Depends, right? It says depends on the women. I've noticed that women I've encountered love a man with experience. Hmm. Yeah. Or if they do, they probably don't talk about it much. There's something that's kind of awkward to talk about. Um, for me, once I was red pill aware, it's definitely something that's on my mind if I were to meet somebody. You know, it's a Scorpio in Scorpio moon today, so sex is on the mind in a lot of ways. Uh, the urge to merge. Is Adam 87 like Adam 22? Adam 87. I've been messing with the Jewish Israel woman on YouTube. Nice looking. Just got kids and probably a fella. Oh shit, she has a man. Careful with that. Careful with that. Then there's another Redditor says, I suppose people should marry on the same level of having past relationships or sex count. I had a male friend who was quite sexually active before marriage, and he found a virgin girl at his workplace who he got married to. I didn't think the girl delved much into his past, or even if he revealed it to her. This happens the majority of time in Pakistan. Men having a promiscuous life before marriage, and then choosing to marry a virgin girl through arranged marriage. Why then have double standards for a woman who chooses to get into a relationship or who had premarital sex experiments? Hypocrisy much. If you are a virgin or less sexually experienced man, then find yourself someone with similar history. Don't slut shame women who choose to do otherwise. Okay, that's their opinion. Yeah. Shaming is definitely a very powerful tool that folks engage in. There's like fat shaming, there's slut shaming, there's internet using shaming. There's all kinds of shaming. Huh? It's a powerful tool. Slut shaming, though, ooh, that can be deadly because it seems like a woman's sexual history. And I'm thinking in generalities too, though. It seems like the one of the last things that women will hold on to in from their partner, right? And then less probed and probed and probed, it won't give it up. Some will, you know. Some think it's not a big deal to talk about it, even if they had a lot of partners or not. Others, even if they had two, they don't even want to talk about it, which is understandable either way. I'm learning understanding as I get older. You know, I'm learning to understand these people more. Yeah, yeah. Let me get this up while yeah. Jess White, what's going on? How's it going?
Hello, guys. How are yous?
We're doing good. We're doing very good. It's a beautiful day today. You're ahead of us over here in Taiwan, right? Was it afternoon for you?
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Good to have you, man. And yeah. So this is. I was kind of surprised to see Australia as number one on this list of most promiscuous countries. I don't know. Um,
It'd be because of the legal aspects. Like we have whorehouses in every town. Sometimes we have multiple whorehouses in one town. But
wow.
socially, it's not really. It's not accepted. Like you'll get picked on and you'll get beat up and stuff if you're a whore here.
As you probably should.
Mm.
But no, I'm saying,
So
but but yeah. So is this something new or something that's been part of
no,
the
no,
culture
it's been
for a
around since
while?
before I was born. All
Wow.
the whorehouses and stuff have been around since before I was born.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
been around
Because I
for a
wonder how
long time.
that must put the men and the women in a different space compared to the United States in general, because that's it's really taboo. Yeah, people do it in the United States still a lot, I guess. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, but yous have it
it
more
makes.
socially. So yous have all the girls like yous have trouble. Kind of, it is like that here, but it's kind of not as bad. Uh,
Mhm.
your girls are more promiscuous. Socially. So even though it's not legal, it's still pretty much every girl you talk to is a slut.
Yeah.
Here it's kind of a bit more mixed. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Okay. Yeah, that does make sense. It's and socially, it's more I can see that it's more accepted to be free with your sexuality
No, 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 no,
in
no.
U.S.
Opposite,
compared to.
opposite, opposite. No, no, no. It's
Oh.
because there's legal. Yeah, because there's legal whores. If
Hmm.
you're a whore here, you get a certain reputation and status because of those
Ah,
girls that are legal.
I
So
see.
that
I
deters
see.
women from doing it.
I see. I see. Yeah. Wow. It's kind of like the whole legalization thing argument that if it's legal, not as many people will do it because it's not, I don't know, taboo or sexy or, you know. Let me
That's the way it
see.
is here. It's why
Okay.
are you competing with the girls that are getting paid and all that shit, and then
Yeah.
you're thrown in with those girls, and most women here don't want to be a part of that. So that is a deterrent, a massive deterrent.
Yeah.
So
Because
it's strange.
Well, no, but I see here. I was just thinking about it the other day when we were at the night market or whatever. It's kind of hard to tell who. I mean, you could tell, but compared to the way it used to be when prostitutes would wear certain clothes, revealing clothes and whatnot, and they'll show their stockings and wear little shorts and stuff. But now that's just like normal attire in the West.
Girls do that here too. It's not as
Yeah.
quite as bad as it is in America. It's more of a city thing here. It's but it's still here.
Yeah. Yeah, they do it here in Taiwan, and it's like some might try to use the excuse of the climate, but that's not it. It's not where we can see your butt cleavage and all that.
They do that here too.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck off. Like, I come from one of the hottest parts of the country, and I still don't fucking dress like that. So don't bullshit me.
Exactly. Yeah. It's they get unwanted attention probably sometimes from the.
It is attention.
Let me ask you. Yeah, it's attention,
is.
right? Yeah.
Fucking oath it is. Yes, it is.
But when a man will go up and talk to her, depending on how she sees him, his sexual market value, she may like accept that or shun him, right? And like, how dare you, right? You think that plays into it if she likes him or not?
Oh, I never dressed like a slut, even when I liked
So you wouldn't know, huh? Okay.
No.
Yeah. No.
Unless I would only do that once I'm with the guy and only for him, not out in public and shit.
I like that. Yeah. It's a weird dichotomy because a lot of men, they don't, at least the tradcons and stuff, they definitely don't want a woman that dresses like a whore on the street. However, they want that in their privacy of their own home or particularly their bedroom, right? Yeah.
I will ask
think that's too much to ask?
what he wants me to wear. No, I will ask the man I'm with what he wants me to wear, and I will wear that. And if he doesn't want me to wear something, I won't wear it.
I don't know, when you were getting ready, I was reading something about people who are married. The question was on Reddit was men who married a promiscuous woman, how did it turn out? And from what I know anecdotally, it can go two ways. One, a woman can continue those things, which is sad. If you're married, you really shouldn't be looking at getting with other people or whatnot. Or you can completely go the other way and become a reformed, I guess, a reform whore or slut. Yeah.
I don't believe that shit. I believe they just go dormant
like
for a little bit. No, I think they go dormant for a little bit and they come out. They come back. It always
comes
does.
back again. Yeah.
Yep.
Not to the benefit of the husband, huh?
Nope.
That sucks. Yeah. Because in a way, we can say that by the time she settled for that being married, she got enough of riding the carousel, as we say, right? And then
yeah, I've been out of the whole dating scene for fucking years though, because I got with my kid's dad when I was 20, and me and him only went through just going through separation now. So we've been split up for like 5 months now. So I haven't all that online dating, all that crap. I haven't done any of that shit, but I've watched the shit show. It's been interesting to watch.
It too. Yeah. When I got married, it was 2012. So this is Tinder wasn't a thing yet. I think it was just about to hit, right? But they did have like that. I've never gone
on Tinder or any of that shit. I think that's just a let's meet up and fuck, and I'm not into that shit. Like, no thanks.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's what it is. It's like a hookup app more than anything, right? Definitely.
I don't know how you can do that. How you can hook up with someone you don't even fucking know. Like, that's crazy to me.
Really? I mean,
yes.
I don't. I've only got that much, but I've never done that.
I've never done one night stands. I've never done friends with benefits crap. So I've never done any of that shit. All my relationships have been relationships, and all of them have been like a year, 2 years, and then I've got this 8-year one. So I didn't do any of that shit.
Well, think about this though. You said you were 20 when you met your baby daddy, right? Or when you got with them?
Yeah.
Huh? That's very young.
Yeah, and I've been with four guys before that. And I lost.
So
I'll tell you when I lost my virginity. I lost my virginity when I was 14. And I've been
okay, that's
5
pretty
guys, and I'm
young, huh?
28 now.
It's
Yeah,
pretty young, yeah, yeah.
yeah. All my friends were fucking like 10 years older than me too. So I was like the youngest in my
Wow,
group. Yeah.
wow. So that's like a, could we say it's kind of a not, that's a normal thing, huh? In Australia, very young to lose your virginity, huh?
No,
Wow.
not exactly. Like my siblings all didn't until they were older. Part of that might be like I'm really submissive in relationships. And when I did that more because he wanted to rather than me.
Uh-huh.
And I'd been with him for a year, so I felt bad making him wait. Like I made him wait over a year, and he was I kind
A
of
year, huh?
I made him wait a year before I gave that to him.
Hmm.
Um, so I was nearly 15. I was 14, but I was almost 15. But I've never been with someone outside a relationship, and maybe because I was abused as a kid, like SA'd as a kid, that may play a part in why I did it so young. I'm not gonna lie, that is a common thing.
Yeah, you get sexualized quick. You mean it's a common thing down there, being SA'd at an early age?
Oh, childhood stuff by a priest, church Christian priest. That's what happened. But
Yeah, of all people, yeah, that's bad.
it's not. I did the opposite because most girls go really promiscuous when they've been abused like that. Where I was like, "Don't
Mm-hmm.
touch me, don't come near me."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Well, it does. That's pretty wild because you had long-term relationships being so young too. That's not something that me growing up in the U.S. Maybe like 3 or 4 months was a long relationship for people like in their
My
teens and
longest,
whatnot. Yeah.
my first 1 year relationship was when I was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So, but I didn't sleep with him. But yeah,
yeah. Now this is interesting. Like, so you got with your baby daddy uh when you were 20. Do you think you maybe missed
no,
out on like when you
when
were
I
20? Do
was
you think
20,
you
he was 44.
oh, wow. That's a big difference, yeah. Man, that's almost
I
as
didn't
old as
know that
me.
when I met him though. I thought he was like 10 years younger. When he told me his age, I was a bit taken aback, but I already
Yeah.
had feelings for him and shit by then.
Yeah.
Um,
He has the
so
good
yeah, I never
genes, I
went
guess.
looking for an older man. It just
It just
happened.
happened, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was with him
Yeah.
for 8 years.
Yeah. So you could probably understand why, well, on the other flip side, why men would like a younger woman, because I've talked to women who actually been with like big age gaps with men, and then but then they seem to chastise men who like younger women, or not even like, but just got with younger women. I think there's a double standard for a lot of these people.
You know, I get judged all the time for it too, all the time.
Really?
Yes.
But to me, it's normal though. I mean, that is the big age difference. Don't get me wrong, but to me,
Uh,
I don't know.
kind of.
I don't know.
Like when I
Because
was the my ex before I was with my kid's dad, he was 28 and I was 17. My ex before that, I was 15 and he was 25. So I've never been able to date guys my own age because I feel like I'm babysitting them. But that's also because I had to grow up really quick. Like I ran a household and stuff by the time I was 7.
I can see that. Yeah, no time for games, right? Just wet.
Yeah, and also I was about family and proper commitments and proper loyalties and that kind of shit. And it's like, I don't want this whole friends fucking shit. It's like and I'm very serious. Like I'm looking for kids. I'm looking for like marriage, that kind of shit. If you're not interested in that, see you later. Yeah. From a very young age, from like 14, 13, I was like that.
Yeah, that's refreshing in these days where that's, well, we can consider that a traditional way of looking at things, right? Back compared to the modern way the masses look at things. And I think that's pretty refreshing because a lot of women they don't get that attitude until it's too late when the clock is ticking.
I
Like
got
this because
hammered in high school for that. I used to get
you did.
hammered by women in high school. Oh yes, they gave me shit. I still get shit for it. I still get fucking shit for that.
Is that a feminist thing? You think?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I get
They
guys,
want
I
the
get
woman to go out
women
there
tell
and
me that the whole thing that I was telling you about, I let the guy I'm with decide what I wear and stuff like that. I've had women try and tell me that's controlling, and I'm like, it's not controlling if I'm fucking giving that to him. That's not control. You got no idea. That's called respect.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Damn. What do you think about this, Just White? I'm gonna read this this Reddit about this woman who was I think she's kind of a you okay? This is
Oh, I was looking at Shadow's fucking comment in the chat. He's talking about my video. I was like, oh shit.
oh, about the patriarchy? Is that the one?
The bow
Let me see.
video that I just
Let me see. Just White is the queen of bowing to the What's this? What is this, Just White?
Oh, yes. He's talking about my bow video.
Can you give us the crux of it, the main point of it?
I could send it to you.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
I don't think I have you in Discord though.
Yeah.
You have Discord, don't you?
I have Discord. Yeah, I dropped it on the. Can you guys drop the Discord again in the chat? Oh, I'll put it in the back chat right here.
And I'll post it in. I'll post it in your Discord.
Okay. It's good promotion too, right there, huh?
I cringe every time I see myself on a video. I don't know about you, but I fucking cringe so bad myself in a video. Yeah. I'm like,
I gotten used to it after 15 years or whatever. I'm used to it now.
Holy shit! You've been doing this ages. I've been here 6 months.
You rookies are killing it, man. I'm just finding my stride. Yeah, that's cool though. Yeah, that's cool. They're in the back chat. That's a Discord link. Yeah, but what do you think about this? This is from Reddit. This woman. This is a woman subreddit. This is called woman subreddit. It says a terrible self-esteem and regret about a promiscuous past. Okay. Let's see what she has to say. I'm 28. When I was in my early 20s, I had lots of casual sex. I slept with total of 15 men, 5 were relationships, and 10 casual hookups. When I discovered the ease of Tinder, I had a terrible self-esteem, and it made me feel wanted. Temporarily. I'm also really shy, and hookups took away some of the social anxiety of dating somehow. I didn't enjoy the sex, but it was thrilling and it was fulfilling. Something for me that I needed at the time. My older sisters and mothers had a promiscuous phase and then settled down. It seemed normal. My mother had been married 30 plus years to my father. I had been in long-term relationships and haven't acted this way in over 4 years. I had lots of time to reflect on it, and I'm disgusted with myself. I feel I've ruined myself and my life. I know the current narrative in society is feminism, and this is somehow empowering. But I just cannot accept that from my own narrative. I let strangers touch me, and I shared my body with them. I don't know what to do with this hatred of myself. I feel no good man will ever want me. If he accepts my past, he will be someone with different values than me, and on some level, I won't respect him. I know that will piss people off, but I'm being honest. A good man with good morals and good future will not accept my past. For context, I'm quite attractive. I have a lot of good things going for me, but I worry this has ruined my life. Damn. You get that?
Yep. Well, it has ruined her life because you can't go back on that shit.
Yeah. But her life is not done yet, huh?
Oh, you make your bed, you lay in it. That's what I think.
Yeah. Someone had said on the comment that best she can do is to become a nun rather than go into another relationship. You think that's kind of harsh?
No, not really.
Not really, huh? Yeah.
Or you could be a side chick.
A side chick, yeah. Yeah. These how's that work?
A
Have you ever
loyal
done that
side
before?
chick. No, fuck no.
No. I was gonna say, like, I don't think you had enough time to do it. If you did, yeah. It seems like you're pretty busy. Yeah.
Even if I had time, I still wouldn't do
You
that
still
shit.
wouldn't do it. Damn, like a lot of these people are saying that she needs help. Uh, there's not like a lot of feminists in this thing. Yeah, they're blaming the red pill. They're saying based on the poster's comments, I actually think that this is a case of a woman getting her self-esteem wrecked by red pill forums. It seems far more likely that this is an attempt by one of those guys to spread their make-believe propaganda of women regretting having a life and now mourns lost chances at a good man. Woman having a life, they call fucking around like promiscuity and like living a life. Is that what they're trying to say? I guess there's a time and place
No,
for
I
everything.
think it's that they feel all this shame and they're like, I'm going to blame everyone else for it instead of knowing that I'm a fucking disgusting slut.
Yeah. And they will get mad at the red pill men and women for bringing that to their attention. Yeah. What got you to be like this? Because not too many people organically have your thoughts. Because if I were to just to label you real quick, I'd be like, damn, this woman's like very aware. Like she has like TradCon going for her. You know, she's red pill aware. You know, this is this something that someone in your family showed you, or you just come to grips with
No,
yourself?
no,
Huh?
I've always been like this since as long as I can remember. I've been like
Uh huh.
this. But
Your
like I
siblings
said,
like
I
that?
raised a whole household. No, no, my siblings not like. My mum's not like that. My mum's a single mother whore.
Hmm.
My mother slept. My mother fucked one of my exes while he was living with us.
Damn.
Yeah.
You sound like Just Wise living that hood. Used to live that hood life, man. That's wild, man. Wow. Jesus.
But I'm the eldest of 9 too.
Well, she's a single mom, and you have 9 brothers, 8 brothers and
Um,
sisters.
I
Uh
I grew up with my mum being a single mother until I was 12. So I
huh.
helped her. I've helped run the house since I was like 7. I started changing nappies and shit at 5, and then I started cooking the family dinners and stuff like that at 7. Um, and then yeah, when I was 12, I would look after multiple kids at the same time while
Yeah.
she did her
I picture,
thing. But then she
I
got with
picture,
my
I,
stepdad.
I picture you like
She got with my
changing the
stepdad.
nappies and then smoking cigarettes while you're making dinner for the kids when you're 12 years old. Damn.
Oh, I was 7 when I was making the family dinners.
Oh shit.
I used to cook my mum breakfast in bed every weekend at 7 as well.
By her
That's
request or just you being
unsupervised.
nice?
Just I would just do it.
Wow. So you did one of those roles of
Yeah.
with the parent, with the kid's the parent. I've seen that happen before. You know,
Yeah,
like
I was more of a
parenting.
mother to her than she was to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So the way that must
And then she got with
your
my
stepdad must.
stepdad. Her and him kind of like on like a fucking break kind of bullshit. And then she went
Uh huh.
around and slept around and was a slut. But she fucked
Yeah.
all these guys, like 20 guys in a year. And then she got back with him and married him. And he doesn't even know.
Yeah, that's why I don't think I could. I would never want to be separated, because I rather just divorce just for that reason. You know, because
Yeah,
shit
well, that's why when
happens.
people say your mama jokes to me, I'm like, yeah, you can have her. She's a hoe. If you want her, you fucking have her.
Uh-huh. As you get
Which,
older,
you know,
though,
I
you
love my mum and shit, but I'm not going to lie for her.
right, right. That's what I was about to ask you. Even though, like, that's your mom and whatnot, as you get older, you see her more as like she was, a person. Whoever, she was a person. And, like, she's trying to learn. She's trying to learn about life. Be it not very well. She wasn't doing a very good job, but she's still a person. But you're still not going to excuse her for her behavior, huh? Yeah, type of shit. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't until my mom passed away I started seeing my mom as a real person. Yeah. So, what's up, Mike, in the chat? How's it going? Yeah. There's a lot of these interesting subreddits. Oh yeah, Mary. Oh, this is funny. This one. This is a Christian one. Let me see. Du, du, du. Let me see this in the chat. Oh, she's gone. Gone in a minute. Thanks for coming up. That's dude. She deserves a whole interview. I think that, that ladies and gentlemen, the great Jess White. Mm-hmm. He said, "Damn, that's raw, huh?" Jess is a real one. Definitely, definitely. She's back. Yep. So yeah. So
Sorry
this
about
is
that. My
another.
internet went out.
That's okay. You're back now. So this is another one from a Christian subreddit. It says marrying a promiscuous woman equals whoremongering. Question mark. It says I was reading through scripture and noticed how separate terms are used to describe promiscuous men and women. Promiscuous women are referred to as whores, while men who deal with them are labeled as whoremongers. A monger is someone who promotes a particular activity. In the case of a whoremonger, he's encouraging their behavior by sleeping with them, promoting female promiscuity. Does that make sense to you right there? Right? He's encouraging them. Yeah, yeah, I would say he's encouraging them, right? Yeah. This says this got me to
Yeah.
thinking if a man marries a promiscuous woman, he's not essentially a whoremonger. My reasoning here is that you are giving female promiscuity the green light, essentially communicating to women that they can be whores and regret it later. And then it's all good. She will be welcomed back by her family, her community will forgive her, and her sucker of a husband will fully accept her. By removing the repercussions of promiscuity, which has traditionally social stigma, and several limitations of marital partners, you are actively promoting the culture of promiscuity. You are a whoremonger. It seems to be something the secular red pill communities are bringing light to. The importance of screening women for their body count, emphasizing the higher divorce rates and emotional baggage that comes with accepting a promiscuous partner. I personally welcome it and see it as especially salient in Christian communities. Too much of this debauchery is leaking into the church. The best way to change it is to be active and respected member of your local community. Let your views be known. If you find a girl undesirable for her body count, don't simply tell her something vague such as we're incompatible and you should see other people. Kindly let her know that you cannot accept someone with that past. It's important for her to know because women speak to each other. If her friends find out that she has missed out on a good guy due to her promiscuity, they are more likely to avoid it. This is how things were until the 1950s before the sexual revolution took place. While there's no turning back time here, you can certainly have an impact on your local community if you are a respected man who speaks his views. Sometimes we should be something we should be striving for. I like that at the end though, about like giving them a reason why. If that's the main reason why you don't want to be with her, that red flag of her being promiscuous in her past, instead of telling her like, yeah, we're just not vibing. You can say like, it's because your body count was too high. I can't get with that. Too much baggage. You know. What's your thoughts, Jess? Your internet still give out?
No, I'm
Oh,
here. Yeah.
good.
She's gonna have baggage. Like I said, it may go. She may be able to hide it for a little bit, but it will come back.
Yeah.
That kind of damage you can't get away from once you do it. That's it. That's why you're meant to stay away from it.
Yeah. I've heard people say that the best wives or ex whores, and their reasoning was because they don't want to go back to that lifestyle, so they're gonna be submissive and yeah.
I don't know. I don't believe that.
I'm not trying to test it out.
I don't believe that shit.
Maybe somebody in the chat could give us some evidence of that, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe that shit. From what I've seen, they go and pretend to be pretty perfect, and then they go fuck a bunch of guys like within a matter of time. It happens eventually. Like that never works out from what I've seen.
So Jess and Gabriel call in bullshit. We'll call bullshit on that one. You know who told me that? Like someone I respected. I was like, what? Okay. It sounds like a cope, huh? For someone that did that wifed up a hoe, right?
Yeah, did this person have a girlfriend or wife that was a hoe at the time of saying this?
Doesn't it make sense? Sir? Yeah. Because logically,
she's
actually
a good chick. She was a hoe, but she's a good girl now. That's what it sounds like. He's a guy trying to rationalize that to himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It still don't make no sense. Sorry, dude.
But this is just white. We're in uncharted territories. Now, mind you, we don't have probably as many like hoes on the street corner, right? But like all these OnlyFans women are basically kind of like whore, right? Digital whore, we can say, right?
Yes.
So there's going to be a lot of them that are going to be like get sick of OnlyFans, or for whatever reason, their business is not popping like it was, and they're going to want to settle down. That's good. And there's a lot of dudes out there. You know what I do when I found out a
chick I'm talking to has OnlyFans?
What do you do?
I just laugh at them and go, so you're one of those stupid bitches. You'll find out.
Fuck. Are they dumbfounded when you say that? Did they say anything?
They look embarrassed and shit, yeah.
Wait, first of all,
the thing is
there a lot of
like,
them?
What are you making, like $100 a month? Oh, real good, darling. Well, really well selling yourself.
Yeah, most of them aren't making shit.
Most of them are doing.
Yeah, most of them are making shite, right? They're not making shit.
You can tell when you say that. When you say, because I know the ones that are making money and the ones that aren't. When I say that, because the ones that ain't making shit, you can see the embarrassment and guilt and shit all over their fucking face straight away.
Yeah. Right. Like God Guardian says, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
And the big time ones talk a big game. They just, I can do this and I've got money for that. They just try and like justify it. And it's like, no matter what you fucking say, you can't justify that shit.
No, I don't think so.
I do not want to, oh man, don't put me next to fucking like anywhere near Eternal. I can't stand that bitch. I really can't.
Somebody said that? This is
I avoid her because she just, oh man, I'd rip shreds off that bitch if I fucking, if I got into any kind of roast or debate with her.
Yeah, I would love for you to do that. I can't stand that fucker. Yeah, she's yeah. I won't even say nothing because I'll just go off. I've already have a rant about her.
I'll tell you the last conversation that I heard her say. Everyone was saying, so you don't care if a guy has good qualities, if he can provide. You don't care if a guy, you don't care about any of that kind of stuff. You only care if he has a big dick and he knows how to use it. And she went all like, hee. And I'm like, you're a fucking gross cunt.
That was her response.
It's like, she's like, yes, all I care about is his dick. And I'm just like, you're a retard.
Yeah, I've heard some gross things, Jess White, that had to do with her and her mother and their stepbrother. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Are you talking about the one where she fucked her stepbrother? I've heard that one.
Yeah, but with her mom.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Oh, you heard that one? Okay. Damn, you're not even shocked. I was like, God damn. I was like, what the fuck?
Because do you think women don't talk in women's circles? I think you'd be shocked some of the stories I've heard from chicks.
Nah, yeah, you're right. Because I have looked at some women's DMs and stuff like that. When they talk to each other, fuck, man, it's way different than than what we guys think is going on. Very
Oh, I
different.
don't have it directly spoken to me because if I do, I've kind of been there when women have done it to each other. I don't get many chicks ask me directly because they know I'll be direct. Like I say straight out,
Yeah.
don't ask me unless you want the 100% fucking truth and you want it brutal because and don't fucking whinge to me about it. Don't come to me unless you want that because I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you.
Do you think at first they think that you're like one of them, like the mainstream feminist NPC? Like they're very free about when they talk until you talk.
No, it's just that I'm very friendly, and when I was younger, I used to be a lot more less outspoken, so I was still just as friendly and shit, but I didn't make my opinions as well known, so people just thought I was just this little friendly chick that was kind of like a pushover, even though I wasn't. But that worked to my advantage with a lot of things because I got told, like, if you can make people feel comfortable to be themselves, they'll tell you lots of shit. If people also think that you're somewhat in some way less than them in any kind of way, they will also show you more of who they are because they're not trying to impress you.
Yeah. I've seen that in this last week when I had to go off on that Neve, and the people are like, "Oh my god, NPC! I can't believe you're talking like that. You're yeah." It's like, bro, like I'm a good.
Have you talked to Furby, like Melanie?
Oh no, I haven't.
What do you think about Melanie?
I think that the clips I've seen of him are horrible when he's talking about pornography and children. I mean, I can't. That's the first thing. Yeah.
He hates me because I refuse to call him she. I always say he. But if fucking he hates my guts for it. And I'm just I had a huge debate argument thing with him for like 2 hours over him saying that dicks entering vagina is lesbian. I said, you've been dropped on your head too many times. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You think that in any way is rational in any kind of way? You need help. You need medication. A lot of it.
What does he think? Can you say that again so we get that clear for the viewers? For me, anyway. He thinks that what? Let me see.
Sorry, my kids running amok.
That's okay. Don't apologize. It's good. It makes it real.
He thinks that if
you're actually a real woman. I appreciate you for that. Having children.
He thinks that if a guy identifies as a woman, so it's a guy that has a dick, and he identifies as a woman, and he gets with a born female, that even though he has a penis, and that penis is entering a vagina, that it's still lesbian because of how he identifies. And he kept saying, "Oh, I'm sorry you don't know the difference between gender and sex." And I said, "I'm sorry that you're so fucking retarded that you think a dick entering a vagina is ever lesbian. That's the most retarded fucking argument I've ever heard in my life."
Yeah. He's mad. I mean, people have the power to define. Now, is their definition correct? No. But they'll just gaslight you till the wheels come off. You know? That's what that person is doing. Yeah. I can't stand that, man. And it's weird, the two interactions, I'll tell you this, Jess, the two interactions I've had in the panelverse with transsexual people, and it always that one I never met her, but the comments I've seen about her talking about children and pornography, and then the one interaction I actually had with somebody in the Discord that's trans, dude, they were making this weird talking about child molestation and stuff, but in a joking way. And I don't know, dude, when I heard that, bro, like it just turned me off to that person. I don't care if people say they're nice or this or that, but hearing their words, them say stuff like that, making jokes about fucking child molestation. Fuck.
That's
man,
why I'm so mean to him. That is the reason why I'd have no sympathy being straight out and being a bitch to him, because he thinks that he has the right to tell my kids shit, and it's like, you can fuck off. You and anybody that looks like you can fuck right off away from my kids. Or anyone's fucking kids for that matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking over my dead body.
Absolutely, man. There's too much at stake nowadays, man. These
I don't
people,
even want my
they
kids to ever go to school. I want to
Mhm.
homeschool them because I don't trust no cunt with that shit. They're
Yeah.
teaching kids in school, 9-year-olds and 8-year-olds, about anal and sucking dick. Kids don't need to know that shit.
Nah, man. They're sexualizing them at an earlier age. You know, and it just opens
It's
the door to a whole
disgusting.
bunch of madness. Yeah. And if you do have your kids in school, you definitely just have to you have to monitor that. And even then, you don't even know what's going on. We hand our children over to these people. We don't even know who they are, really.
Yeah,
You
and they
know,
spend more
every
time
day.
with them than they do with you.
Right. It's so bad that like some of these kids, they'll come home and you're trying to help them with their homework, and like it's an obvious mistake, because I mean teachers make mistakes because they're human, right? And the child's so brainwashed that you're trying to tell him like this is wrong, and he goes, no, teacher said is this, teacher. It's like, damn, bro, the programming is strong, you know.
They
Yeah.
have like they have laws now where kids can transition at school behind their parents' back. And the parent not know about it. That was the kind of shit with Melanie that made me go, no, you can fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
no one's doing no shit with my kids without me fucking, like, behind my back like that. That's teaching kids to hide shit from their parents at a really young age too, which is a dangerous thing to teach them.
Yeah. It's bad enough when those bullies tell the kid like, don't tell anybody that I'm bullying you or punching you or whatever, right? But now when we're talking, that's a whole new. When you're talking about sexual things, that's a whole new ball game, right? That's
scary.
the worst, man. It is scary. Yeah. I got this. Let me get this. Our lovely mods, they got the Just White video, Patriarch video. Let me play that. Let's watch this. This is a cold reading right here. I haven't seen this. Let's see. Don't be cringe. It's okay. We love it.
Every woman's bow to the patriarchy. How every nation bow to the patriarchy. How every woman bow to the patriarchy.
To the patriarchy and men. Ladies and gentlemen, I bid you the bow.
I love it.
Song
The
about
bow.
bowing to the patriarchy. Everyone must bow to the patriarchy. How every nation bow to the patriarchy. How every woman will bow to the patriarchy.
Here we go. Bow to the patriarchy.
Bow to the patriarchy.
There's a one.
And now what's the two?
Song about bowing to the patriarchy. Everyone must bow to the patriarchy.
Okay,
How
Jake,
every
you're
nation
up.
bow
Okay,
to the
let's
patriarchy. How
bow
every
to the
woman will
patriarchy.
bow to the patriarchy. Song about bowing to the patriarchy. Everyone must bow to the patriarchy. How every nation bow to the patriarchy. How every
Listen,
woman
Chad,
bow
this is
to
a
the
real woman right here, man.
Double bow.
That's royal. That was royal.
Let's give it. Let's give her some love. Everybody put a thumb in the chat for Jazz.
That was dope. Hell yeah, Jess. Bow to
That
the
was a
patriarchy.
challenge that I got in chat. They're like, you wouldn't do it. I was like, oh, well, fucking donate $100 right now. I'll turn my camera right now to it. So then, like, all night, people were donating for me to do it, and then fucking it ended up into a video, and I was like, jeez, I didn't expect that, but okay.
What the? Wait, you said you have what? 7 kids?
No. I have 2 kids.
Okay, I was going to say, even with 2 kids, you look great. Shout out to your genes and all that shit. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. My mom had 6 kids though, and she not a stretch mark, no nothing.
That's wow. Yeah. What's the secret? Is there a secret? Is this genes? Taking care of yourself?
Yeah, I was mainly more. I wasn't really worried about the stretch marks. I was really mainly worried about losing my muscle tone in my stomach, because I've always had really good muscle in my stomach, and when you have kids, that changes.
Yeah. Were you an athlete before? You like hiking or stuff like that?
I used to be a sprint runner in high school and shit.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to do like a bunch of other shit as well, sports shit. I still got it though. I got it back. 2 kids later, and I
Yeah.
still got it back, which I was fucking pretty grateful for.
It's dope. Yeah.
When I had my daughter, when I went to leave the hospital, they asked me when I went to put her in their car. They were like, "Where's the mother?" I was like, "I am the mother,"
They
because
didn't
I
even
didn't
know,
look
huh?
like I just had a baby.
Yeah. I don't know. You're some type of throwback to this like strong, like archetypal, like frontier woman or something. I guess that's like they got shot into the urban environment 2025. They're like, what the hell's going on here, man?
I suppose that's good
Yeah,
news for me.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, but now you said that you're separated now. Like, do you have all these dudes knocking down your door now or what?
Uh, yeah, I've had tons of problems since then. Like, everything was all good. I've had to drop
Uh-huh.
admins, I've had to drop mods. It's been nuts.
Yeah, it was all different, huh? Once they figured out, like, oh, she's single now. So
Yes. And then,
yeah,
yeah, a few people I've had
yeah,
issues with falling out with. I've had to unmod and unadmin a few people, and yeah, it's been full. But it is what
oh,
it is. It's
yeah,
not much I can do about it except just deal with it appropriately and move on.
uh-huh. Here's a question you hear on the spaces a lot: can men and women be truly friends? What do you think about that?
Not unless they both have very strong principles that prevent them from establishing any type of relationship that's inappropriate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't be loosey goosey, huh? There can't be no loose points
And
with
that's
that.
mainly on the woman. The woman has the reins with that.
Ah, yeah. Can you decode that? I mean, unpack that a little bit more about how the woman having the reins on that.
Well, pretty much the woman calls the friendship. If she wants to make it more, most likely, most of the time it will
Uh-huh.
become more. If she says no, then it won't, most of the time.
Right. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. One thing a lot of us, the guys in the past, have to dealt with, especially if we were in an LTR with somebody, whatever, is like orbiters. What's your thoughts on that? Or orbiters, on both men who are orbiters and also women who let that orbiters orbit them when they're with somebody. I think
Well,
that
they're not fully committed. That means that they're not actually committed to the relationship. It's just a space holder until the next one. They're
Mhm.
already thinking about the next relationship they're going to be in.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about the men who do it? The orbiters. Probably
The men
pathetic.
that stick around waiting for a relationship to end, is that what you mean?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
They're called seat sniffers here.
Seat sniffers. I like that. Hey, Shadow, you hear that? Sneeps. Seat sniffers. Yeah. They're probably like those dudes that like farts too. Damn. Yeah.
Hang on, I just got to get
This-
my son a drink and then I'll expand a bit more on that.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Let me see what's up with the chat. Crazy mama. You like that? Deer sniffers. Seat deer sniffers. Owned. Based. Yeah. I think I got another one of these. Let's go with Barron. Barron Trump. Barron Trump, that's the big thing nowadays. People are like, Barron this, Barron that, he's the next president. When in fact, I never even heard him talk really as an adult. Have you, chat? Have you heard the man say anything before? I haven't. Here he goes. His very tall son.
Old son named Baron. Has anyone ever heard of him? Thank you. He knew the youth vote. You know, we won the youth vote by 36 points. And he was saying, Dad, you got to go out and do this one and that one. And we did a lot of them. And he respects them all. He understood them very well. And he said, Dad, you got to go out, do Joe Rogan, do all these guys. And we did. We did. And Joe Rogan was great. They were all great, right, Baron? They were all good. He understood the market.
That's good. That's what you do, I guess. You dig up your family. He's digging up his son Barron, right? Nepotism. Hey, who wouldn't do that, right? It's your family. But yeah, man, the dude is like, what is he, like 6'7" now? I remember last seeing him that he must have been like seemed like he was like 10 years old or something. 7 years. He's 18. What is he in? He goes to college in New York. But I've never heard him talk before. And I remember hearing stuff about him. He might have autism, be on the spectrum, and whatnot. And interesting enough, a lot of the times you see President Trump with Barron in the past, he's always telling him he has to be smart. He keeps telling him that. Let me see this one if I can find this one. This is funny. This is what. Shout out to the Vengeful Truther in the house right there, where he was talking about, I need my suitcase. That was a meme, right? The Baron, I need my suitcase. Let's see.
I like my suitcase. I have to go to school now.
Yeah.
I like my suitcase. I like my suitcase.
We have Baron Homies, the king of the internet.
The king of the internet himself, Barron Trump, is taking over TikTok. The Daily Mail was first to resurface the now viral moment. Barron at 4 years old with Donald and Melania on Larry King Live.
Say hi, Larry. Hi, Larry. I like my suitcase. I have to go to school now.
Yeah, you will have lunch and then you go to school.
Now I'm gonna go.
Yeah. The fascination.
Interesting enough with that accent. He must spend a lot of time with his mom because he has her accent.
With young Barron video, Slovenian accent included, is because in terms of Barron audio, that's about all there is.
What's that big red thing doing? Let's play drums.
The famously quiet son of the president-elect preferred.
What do you think about this guy? Any thoughts on the Barron Trump just swipe?
I don't know. I don't know enough about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sus. I'm always sus on people with like in that kind of position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a lot of the,
I don't have any kind of strong opinions. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. I'll shut up.
No, you're great. You're good. No, you're good. I appreciate you coming on, making this broadcast even better. Trump's pundits, the Trumpers in the media, they're touting this Barron waving to the crowd, and getting praise like he's like this. He did like the greatest thing ever, and he's gonna be the next president and whatnot. I guess I could compare it to when JFK, when he became president for his first term, and they had John Jr., his little son. People were like saying that he was the darling of the of the White House, and people had big hopes before he died, allegedly, for him to be like another next president and whatnot. So maybe people they see this Trump kid and they're like, oh my God, the Trump legacy can live on. I think it's interesting though. I never heard him talk before. And I remember people.
I find it so sus when I see the media pushing somebody like that and praising someone like that. Automatically makes me sus on that person straight away.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, when they're telling you to do something, be it like the Conan 19 stuff, like or this, like go behind this. It's like, nah, man, there's something up. So I understand what you're saying, definitely.
privacy over the spotlight in Dad's first term, leaving only candid child moments for voice references, and many wondering now if he still has an accent influenced by his mom's home country of Yugoslavia.
I like my suitcase.
That's
Has an
funny.
accent.
He does. He spent most of the time with me, so.
Look at Melania, so happy back then. She just seems like a shell of what she is. But who knows how she really is? I mean, she supports her man, like him or not, like her or not. I mean, she's saves face. She supports him, right?
She goes through a lot of shit supporting him too. A lot.
She does, yeah. Yep. So much so that she wasn't even living with him for a long time when he was last in the White House. Her and Barron were living in the Trump Tower in New York. Yeah.
That accent inspiring plenty of social media
She
content.
doesn't bug me. I like Melania. She's cool. I mean, they're all actors anyway, you know, on this Masonic
Yeah, that's
sorcery
how I
theater.
look at it. That's fucking funny because that's exactly how I look at it.
Yeah.
They're all actors.
My thing is like, it is a popularity contest. It's like, who's your favorite actor? Who would you rather see for the next 4 years? Trump or Biden? Trump's a little bit more entertaining. I know people will be like, "What are you talking about? He's doing all these laws," he is doing some weird shit though. I have to admit that brings this up. This thing I read. Where's my news in this? Here it is. This is kind of wild about how he had this immigration thing he wants to do. Don't get me wrong. I think we should have strong borders for sure. But this is kind of wild for people who were born in America. Supposedly he wants to deport them or something. If they, let's read it. What do you think, Jess in chat? Here we go. Let's see. Birthright. This is called the Birthright Citizenship story right here. This is from NPR, which is a liberal news outlet. So Trump wants to end birthright citizenship. That's easier said than done. So this is circa January 23rd. All right, 2025. President Trump is trying to end birthright citizenship, the legal principle enshrined in the Constitution that automatically makes anyone born within the U.S. or its territories a citizen. It's a move that Trump first proposed during his first term, and one that most legal experts agree he cannot make happen. Indeed, within days of signing his executive order on Monday, Trump's administration was hit with at least 4 separate lawsuits from a coalition opposed to it, including nearly 24 attorney generals, a group of pregnant mothers, and immigrant rights groups, including the American Civil Liberties Unions. Okay. So I think what he wants to do is if you have if you were born, this isn't even this is what pisses me off about some of these articles. They're so biased. They don't actually say what he what he wants to do. Instead, they want to just like chastise him from the from the jump. It's like, fuck, man. Let us hear what this executive order actually means that he's trying to sign. All right. Okay, what does Trump exactly want to change? Trump's executive order asserts that children born to parents without legal status in the U.S. are not subject to U.S. jurisdiction and therefore not entitled to U.S. citizenship. The order also extends to children born to parents with temporary legal status in the U.S., such as foreign students. So if your parents were illegal in the United States and you were born here, you would not be a citizen anymore. Okay. Which I think does go against the Constitution in the U.S., United States, where they're saying, the Constitution says, all persons born on or naturalized in the United States are subjects to the jurisdiction. Therefore, all citizens of the United States or states within there reside. So if the Constitution already says that if you're born, no matter if your parents are illegal or legal, if you're born in the U.S., you're a citizen. So, but Trump wants to change that, saying that if your parents are illegal and you're born here, for example, if you come from Mexico, and no, let's use a different country. You come from Turkey, and your parents are illegal, they don't have a visa or whatever, and you're born here. Normally, now you would be considered a citizen, but according to Trump, he wants to do away with that. So, all that to say, off top, I think if you're born here, you're a citizen. But I can see how some people, I've seen how people actually take advantage of that. There's something called anchor babies, where women from China will deliberately fly to the United States when they're 8 months pregnant, just so they can have their child be born in America and have dual citizenship, American and Chinese citizenship. So I think maybe the reason why he wants to do that is to get rid of that type of behavior, anchor babies and all that. So what do you think, chat? Let me see. Politics are so stupid to talk about at this point. Because like we said, there's a bunch of actors and whatnot, but some of these laws do affect people we know. So I figure we should bring it up at least. Ruled by Saturn, it will have to be a ratified amendment. And yeah, it would have to be. What's up, Bex? Lady Luck. What's going on? Yeah. Just white. Is there anything similar to that in Australia? In terms of if you're born there, you become a citizen automatically? Yeah.
Yeah. As far, you mean with people from other countries or just in general?
Exactly. People from other countries, if they're born in Australia. Let's say somebody from Finland comes there and is born in Australia. Are they automatically could they be an Australian citizen?
Only if their parents are citizens.
I see. Okay. I see. Then that's kind of, I guess, how Trump wants to make the United States then. Because here, as of now, your parents do not have to be a citizen. And you could become a citizen as long as you're born here. Okay. I see the difference there. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that here.
Yeah. Because you can see how people can take advantage of that, right?
Same as you can't you can't be an illegal immigrant and get support from the government here either. You'll get sent straight back to your own country if you do that here.
Wow. They're strict on that, huh? Yeah. Which is very different than my country.
It's very difficult to become an Australian citizen here. Even if you've got all the other qualifications and shit down pat, but you have a bad credit score, done. You got debt history, done.
Yeah, that's big. Which is important if you're trying to make your country stronger, right? You want people that can contribute rather than take away. Maybe it has something to do with, if you compare the two countries, of the origins of the United States and Australia, that I guess the United States was seen as a refuge to refugees, right? And so people took that to heart, and that's what they want to do. They want to help people, but it's becoming out of hand a little bit. I can see that. Yeah. Your country,
yeah,
your
here
Australian
it's hard
country,
to become citizens. It's not easy to become citizens.
It's not easy, huh?
Sorry about my son. Sorry about my kids in the background too.
Was that him? Was that them saying "wow" or was that the TV?
No, that's him. That's my son saying, talking. Yeah.
No, he sounded like like the meme. Wow, like this. Here, I'll show it. Here's what I'm gonna put this loud for him. Well, he sounds pretty good.
Don't say that. He just said, "Don't say that."
Doesn't sound like him, right there.
Yeah, then after that, he goes, "Oh, holy shit!" Don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh shit! Is he? How old is he?
4.
Oh wow. Okay. I thought my son was 2.
That's from
He's
his
6 and he
dad.
talks like that. Yeah.
That's from his dad.
From his
saying-
dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't encourage it, but his dad does, and it's like, geez, I'm trying to not
Yeah.
encourage that, and you're going, good job, and it's like, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking because yesterday on the broadcast, I ended it with Mr. Rogers, and I was like, "Will you be my neighbor?" And I was saying to my son when I picked him up from boxing, he's 6 years old, and he was like, "Hell no!" He said, "Hell no!" I'm like, "Dude, where'd you learn how to talk like that?" Jesus, yeah, but like probably from his dad, just like your son.
Oh, he started it with the first time he started saying it, he was like, "Oh, it smells like shit." Where did that come from?
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Shit stinks." Shit stinks. Now he says, "Holy shit!" That's the new one.
That's the new one, huh?
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these kids, man.
I don't really like it.
Yeah. I have to admit, some of the
I can
stuff
handle
too, my
shit.
son learns.
I'd say fuck though. I don't want him saying fuck or cunt. If he says that,
Nah.
yeah, that ain't a problem with it.
No, you get we used to get the soap in our mouth when we were younger.
So do I. I'm not
Yeah.
having kids that are potty mouth fucking foul kids. I'm not doing it. No.
Yeah. That's one thing we don't want. Yeah. Yeah. You want that thing? I used to wonder why my mom would always tell me, it's like, yeah, people give me compliments about you in public. Why can't you act like that at home? Right. But that's the thing, that at least as a parent, at least you want that, right? Of course you want them to be obedient to you always at home, but at least be well behaved in public. Can we say that, Jess? That's a top priority, right? Because
Yeah, well, how you behave in
some
public
of-
should be more proper than how you are behind closed doors. But you still shouldn't. I don't think, as a parent, you should be allowing your kids to swear and carry on like that anyway, whether they're in public or at home.
Right. You should, even though they do it sometimes, yeah, they definitely should shun that type of behavior, right?
You got to pull them up on that. You don't go, "Oh, great job," because it's your job as a parent to teach them what the right and wrong thing is, and they're going to swear when they get older anyway. But they need to know that that's not exactly something that's praised or great. That there's even when you're working in certain workplaces, you can't just swear and carry on however you want to. They need to know
No,
that
you
there's boundaries
can't.
around certain words or certain behaviors.
Yeah. Yeah, even YouTube is cracking down with their community guidelines. You can't say certain things even more, so pretty soon you probably won't even be able to swear. It's going to be like the FCC thing. That's the federal radio monitoring service in the United States. I bet you the whole reason why people started doing like what they call satellite radio and podcasts is to get around, because they couldn't swear on the radio, on the public radio. But now YouTube, people, it's getting so wild. I wouldn't doubt it if in the near future where you can't even say the F word, but we shall see. I hope
They
not.
banned cunt. Sorry, because I probably shouldn't say it on you, but they banned that the cunt word. But I say it all the time. I said I'm not. I don't say it in every single sentence, but I say it regularly because it's Australian way of talking.
Oh, the F word or cunt? What did you say? Oh, you were kind of breaking up. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's definitely a British Commonwealth thing. I got people from Australia, New Zealand, UK. They always say cunt. Yeah.
It's a compliment. It can be a term of endearment.
Yeah. I can see that. In America, though, that's a no-no. Like
I know that.
That's a big no-no.
But I'm not going to stop doing that on my channel just because YouTube doesn't like it. It's like they will change that. I don't believe they will hold that. I don't believe that will hold.
Yeah.
Just like they did the whole gun thing, and now they dropped that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, my thing is, if that's the way you speak, you should speak that way. I mean, sometimes I don't trust some people who I never heard swear. I don't know if I could. It's just something kind of creepy. Like this man right here. I'm sure he likes to swear every now and then. What's going on, Vengeful's Truther? Good to see you, bro. How you feeling, man? Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing like
Okay.
full spaces and like socially I will.
Yeah.
But not fully. And my mum taught me really, really high etiquette shit. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
So you were taught manners, you're saying.
I was taught very high etiquette, like to the point where how you stand, how you sit,
Your
yeah, how
posture?
you talk, your posture, like not even elbows off the table, how you fucking eat, everything, all of it.
Uh-huh.
You know those old school photos of the ladies and they got their hands in their lap and their legs
Yeah.
tucked under the chair to the left.
The desk. Uh-huh. Wow, that's your mom was coming like that? Wow. She was a lady. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. We need to bring that back. We do have, I've seen here, even in Taiwan, they have etiquette classes. Yeah.
I'm teaching my daughter that.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Vengeful Truthful? That's a good thing, Jess. Vengeful Truther, do you teach your children manners and etiquette?
Yeah, hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, man? How you feeling, dog?
I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there. I took ivermectin a couple days ago, so I'm starting to recover. It's so much quicker, man. It's nuts.
We promote ivermectin on this channel for sure.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Manners. Oh yeah, hell yeah. I have a 9-year-old. She is a really good kid. She's like a typical 9-year-old, right? But anytime I send her over to her friends or she goes to school, like they all love her, right? Like they say, like she's like the most behaved kid they've ever had. And it's like you said about your mom, like, well, why don't you act like that at home, right?
Right.
But I mean, it's just a given with kids, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're a little bit more freer at home, right? So
yeah, they need a place to release because they're so they're so well mannered and conscious on the outside. They need a place where they can just be kids, which is being a chaotic ball of energy sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she plays like a lot of sports, so I think that helps with behavior a lot. So yeah,
teaching these children in Asia it's wild, bro, because a lot of times, dude, none of them say like please or thank you. Not none of them. They're very few say thank you, or when you give them the test paper or help them out with they don't say thank you. They don't say please when they ask a question. It's wild. I literally remind them at least like 10 times a class, a whole semester, and they still don't seem to get it. So hopefully I'm planting seeds, but it's wild how their parents and I don't know if it's a cultural thing or a language thing where people don't say please in Chinese, in Mandarin, right? Because for us it's like easy to say please. What's that?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I think it's a more of a common thing in like Western civilization. That's just what I've heard. I mean, I don't have any experience with that.
Yeah. No, I've heard that too. I'm gonna have to research deeper into that because
I think
it's very odd to me.
I think like Americans are a little bit more softer on the please and thank yous as well. I think like Canadians, I find, say it more than Americans do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, and I must have been Canadian or something. If that's the
case. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why it is that way.
Yeah.
But like, I just find like, and it's not a big deal. I mean, you don't have to say thank you for everything.
No, you don't. You don't have to say it.
But yeah, I don't. It's a weird combination.
Yeah, my thing is because I'm teaching them, like I want them to say it. It'd be different if it was just exactly. It'd be different if it was like some kid on the street or whatever. Even then, I'll tell them to say thank you or whatever, or please or whatever. But But yeah, since I'm teaching them, I want to, because I'm not teaching this language, I'm teaching culture. I make it clear. I'm like, I'm teaching you like how I see, for you to be able to kind of like, if you really wanted to, you could seamlessly, integrate, or what do they call it? Not immerse, into American culture, assimilate, into American culture if you wanted to. And assimilating into culture, it doesn't mean that you have to forget about the culture you had before, right? It's just, being aware of where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry if I'm roboting. I'm in the car right now, so
that's okay. I think it's a robot night. Jess was roboting a little bit than you are, but let me know in the audience if you could, in the chat, you can hear us okay. If we're okay. We may be good, but not good.
I'll be back in a sec. I gotta change the shitty ass. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead. No worries.
TMI.
I love it, Jess. Change the shitty ass. Keeping it real. Well, Benjamin, what's been on your mind lately, man? This week?
Well, just trying to get better, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been some pretty good stuff going on YouTube.
Yeah, a lot. I made the public service announcement. If you heard it earlier when I said, be wary of being in these discords and mindful that your conversation may be recorded. Okay, just be wary about that where you go.
Oh yeah. People are on with the receipts and trying to start drama for sure.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like I get DMs all the time, like, well, not all the time, but once in a while I'll get DMs of like people that are having like hard times, or whatever, or somebody's made fun of them on stream and they feel like crap, and like I have to be careful what I say about the person that was making fun, right? Because I don't know if that person's gonna be like, look what this person said, right?
I know, huh? Right? You got to look at every conversation like it is being recorded, like you are talking to. I try to practice that this last year, especially even in the real world conversations in the 3D reality, like if I'm going to talk about somebody, not to go off, because I don't know, dude. Now this is me, my theories and whatnot. I have a feeling that everything's being recorded anyway. Like there's like some type of angel or something recording, we can say, and then when you quote unquote die or pass on, you get to listen to all that. And I'd rather not listen to it and be like, have most of the shit I say be so cringe. So I'm gonna keep just off of that. I'm gonna keep my my words as stand-up-ish as possible, I guess. Yeah. But it's easy to talk about people though, huh? Especially in these discords and stuff. Like, if it's the wrong like temperament, sometimes these places, all they do is talk shit about people. When in fact, why not talk about like plants, like, kind of like, we'll talk about, we're gonna talk. Speaking of that, do you think you're gonna be able to broadcast like in the next week? Might be all up to it.
Oh yeah, it should be good.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Cool.
Yeah, maybe even sooner. Maybe even sooner than next week. But we'll chat about that later.
Whatever's good for you, because like I said, I'm off to the 5th.
Right.
Yeah, I just have a shitload of editing to do. I'm remastering the awards. So I've been getting an acceptance speeches from people who weren't able to make it. But so this is gonna be good. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm still struggling with the whole editing aspect. I'm still learning.
Yeah. It's fun. I try to keep it simple. I recommend to anyone to use that InShot app on your phone. If you edit on your phone, which I do pretty much all my videos on the phone. Edit it.
Agreed.
Yeah,
well,
InShot's pretty good.
I actually got Premiere Pro.
Oh yeah, that's bad. That's even better. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's like you could take a whole course on that friggin' program.
But in the end, it's probably the best. It's the best you can use. It's a software like that, Premiere Pro or iFilm or whatever. But for me, it's crazy. Maybe it's like this Taurus energy of me, where I'm stubborn. Once I get locked into a way of doing something, it takes me a minute to try something new, even if it's better, because I'm probably doing all I can on this phone editing service, the InShot app, and when in fact I could probably do a lot more with the Premiere Pro. It's just like you said, there's probably a steep learning curve, and in the meantime, I'm like, I want to edit every day. I have stuff to edit every day, but yeah. So, see, we're talking about interesting things, right? Positive things. This is the fourth segment of of today's broadcast. Wasting time with good people, right? Wasting time. You like that? Wasting time with good people.
That's a good way to put it, for sure.
Yeah, because it's one thing to waste time, because time is money. We're talking about being American, right? That's definitely a mantra, right? Mantra we grew up with. Time is money, huh? But to waste time with bad people, that's like a double negative, right? Wasting time with bad people. And when I say bad people, I mean people who they're not, it sounds weird to say they're not serving you like you own them, but you know what I mean. They're not serving your growth or whatever, or your peace of mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or they have like an angle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, this is why it's important to what I've learned. This channel is becoming more and more red pill aware, black pill commentary. The more I've learned that one of the greatest lessons I had in the red pill awareness is the ability to set boundaries and let people know.
As red pill, I mean, I wouldn't even consider myself red pill, really. Like,
yeah,
like some of the aspects, right? But I don't agree with all the aspects either.
For sure, yeah. That's why I say red pill aware as one part of what I identify as. Not the only part of what I identify as, but I'm definitely, that's been a part of my journey of the self development, is being red pill aware. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, some of the stuff I don't agree with. What's some of the stuff you probably don't agree with?
Well, put me on the spot here. I guess like I want to agree with it, but at the same time, like reality. So like I don't necessarily believe in like the whole like God thing.
Oh yeah.
Like the idea is nice, right? But it would take a lot. I don't think we're ever going back to that. You know?
Yeah. Did you say God?
No, trad, like the traditional.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, trad.
You know, where your wife stays home and you go to work and you provide for her, shit like that, right? Like, I mean, it's not really reality anymore.
Yeah, it's like the idealism. That's been a theme this week about idealism. How being trapped in idealism it's really a wasted energy, you know. Mm-hmm. And that 1950s style of the family life, it ain't gonna happen again. Now, some of those characteristics that we love about the 1950s family, that could happen, but it's not going to be done in that way, huh? Especially with things like social media and everybody locked in to the computer, right?
Social media. Yeah, and I think like you can still implement it, you know, like you said, some ways. Like, I mean, if you're well off, and you know, you're not rich, but you know, let's say you make, I don't know, let's say you make $150K a year, right? That's pretty well off. There's no reason why your wife needs to work a full-time job. I mean, she could work part-time and then when she's at home, she can do stuff online or whatever, right?
Right.
And you can still have that aspect, but I really don't see, unless you're like a millionaire, like your wife is not staying home from work and not
Yeah.
bringing any money in, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it also depends on where you live too. Like here, we're able to do that. Or my wife, she has her consulting jobs and stuff online, but like translation, a lot of stuff. But majority is like I'm the breadwinner, able to do that, and she's able to take care of my son in the house, like because my son has a lot of activities and stuff, and so. But we're able to do that is because Taiwan at this moment it leaves us space to do that, right? Because of the cost of living, right?
right.
Yeah.
Now, are you making U.S. dollars, or are you making Taiwanese dollars?
I'm making Taiwanese dollars,
Okay.
but
Could you
comparing it
imagine
to
if you
the
were
average
making
person, a
American
lot. What's that?
Like, could you imagine though, if you were making American dollars, you'd be like living like a king there.
Oh yeah. I would say I'm a duke, a grand duke right now. I'm living like a grand duke though, because even though I get paid in NT, it's a lot of NT compared to what I do, what other people do here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, teacher must
But
be a
yeah.
pretty prestigious job.
Oh, it is, but especially my business. Yeah, because not only do I teach her, but I have like part of the business, so it's
Right.
good. Yeah, and you know what? Teachers it is a prestigious job and whatnot, but we need more of them here. This is why I tell a lot of my people back home, I'm like, if people are confused about what they want to do after college or in their 20s or 30s or even 40s, you can always, especially if you don't have a family. With a family, it might be a little bit harder, but not impossible. But if you don't have a family, come out here and teach English. They need people to teach English. You're a high commodity. Your skills set with that.
Right.
They want North American, Canadian, United States of America, English people, Australian people who speak native English, so to come and speak and teach it. Yeah, it's a good way to see the world and gain perspective about the country. Because now I have a lot of the way I look at America is it's weird. Like on one level, like I see all the bad things even more, but then again I see the good things even more too. It's like I zoomed out of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I'm happy I'm an American,
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Hey, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna hop onto my laptop if I drop.
Okay. Yeah. We got a couple more minutes anyway. So it's a chat. Will you say Gator Shadowback? What do you say? Gator don't play that. Yeah, I saw that. Gator don't play that. Bex, when you're asking, you said which red pill is he talking about? Red pill, blue pill, Matrix conspiracy theory, red pill, or the men's right activist? It says disconnected, truthful. This device not connected. That's why I can't click you on. Yeah, well, I was talking about specifically, I guess you call it men's right activism, red pill. I call it male female social dynamics, red pill. That's what I'm talking about, red pill, black pill. That's what I was referring to. Well, in the end, there's only one red pill and blue pill, and it is what that is the true only red pill is from what the Matrix was getting at, right? The red pill of taking the red pill and seeing things for as they truly are. And the blue pill is what most people, majority of the society, the masses, emphasis on the asses part of the masses, agree upon, right? That's the blue pill. And one aspect of the Matrix conspiracy blue pill is male female social dynamics. And the one stop that I was talking about was what you call, I guess, men's rights activism, right? That is a part of the actual big picture red pill, is looking at male female dynamics, right? A lot of people, they want to go straight to conspiracies and truthers about the Illuminati, and about bloodlines, about all kinds of stuff. But to bring it back home, there's definitely an aspect of red pill about seeing things for what they truly are in terms of your male female sexual dynamics, the dynamics between men and women, and how that plays out in society, looking at that from a realistic point of view. Now, is that black pill? Is it red pill? Or is it blue pill? I would make the argument that it's all of them at certain times. Right? But that's just me. He's back.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know what was up there.
Yeah, you sound good now.
Good.
So Crazy Mama said, yeah, you can't say Journey and Red Pill together. Red Pill Journey, why not? I can't say that. Yeah, my Red Pill Journey. Yeah. Did I miss the joke? I don't know. I'm kind of slow sometimes. Yeah. When I say journey, I'm talking about my evolution of consciousness, or some of the people would say my self-development. Right? I have to be dramatic sometimes, right? Shout out Buddha with a comment. Yeah, this is the red pill, black pill, red pill, blue pill week, aka self-awareness, black pill, social awareness, red pill, situational awareness, blue pill. Yeah. I don't know if you heard me talk about that on the interview I had with Glenn. I was getting into that about how I think that you can use these pills as they should be used as medicine and not always be taking it. But there's certain situations when you can have that type of awareness in life.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
They always make fun of everyone who's on a journey. Yeah.
I'm a journey, yeah.
Yeah, what did I heard that today? Somebody was saying that. Joe Rogan was saying something about this journey. We're on this journey, and I'm like, oh my God, Joe, come on.
Now it's becoming cliche to say so we're on a journey. I like Journey the band. Yeah. When the lights go down in the city, yeah. What is the Journey? People like to say the last 10 years or 5 years narrative. You've heard that word used a lot now, narrative. Narrative. You're sharing false narratives, or this is my narrative.
I haven't heard anybody say that in a while.
Oh, really? Okay. But could we say that our life is a narrative, right? Somewhat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I personally wouldn't use that, but
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, it exists.
What do you think? What do you think is going on, Vegetal Truther? This life. What's really going on?
What's really going on?
Yeah.
The battle, man. Battle between good and evil.
There you go. Yeah.
The battle between good and evil, and the battle for your soul, I guess. I think that's that's where my thought process comes from, I guess. I mean, everybody's like, oh, we gotta fight all this stuff, and we can't allow these people to get into power, and blah blah blah. And it's like, we're all Christians. Well, a lot of the people that I mess around with on YouTube are all Christians. And
I was raised Christian, and it's still a big part of who I am.
Yeah,
Catholic anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're a Christian, well, then that like this is all part of God's plan, right? So like, how are we going to stop God's plan? Like, it is going to be what it is,
right?
Like everybody's like, oh, like Trump is so bad and blah blah blah, and they claim to be Christians as well, right? And they're like, they still hate Trump, and you're like, well, if you're a Christian, then you realize that this is part of God's plan, and everything's going to go according to that plan, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it.
Right. Even when Biden was the president, wrongly elected or not, that was part of God's plan.
Yeah, maybe that 4 years was part of making people realize that, like, this is just part of moving people towards Christianity, or because I'm sure like Trump claims to be a Christian. I don't know if he is or not in his heart. Um, but people think he is, right? So
Yeah, they do.
I think that people have gravitated towards that because of Trump. And that's God's mission, right? That's Jesus' mission, is to bring everybody closer to him. Right?
Yeah. Right. And he's definitely, even if he's not, I see what you're saying, even if he's not innocent in his heart, Jesus, he's definitely being a good PR for for Jesus and his followers, right? Yeah, he's putting it out there. Yeah. Because I don't know, I can't even say if he is or not. One thing I bet he does know, Trump does know, that thanks to Jesus, helped him get to where he was, right? Whether he believed it or not at first, I'm sure he believed something about it. That's all good. You're good? Everybody cleaned up? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm back now. Sorry it took so long.
It's all good. Yeah.
Okay, RoboCop.
You're breaking up, huh? Kind of snap, crackle, pop. Yeah.
But yeah, as for Trump, like I watch a lot of like videos of Trump that are like non-consequential, like just like him like at random places. And what won me over for Trump as being like a parent, I seen like a bunch of videos where Trump was like going to events that were like kid-friendly events, and like children's hospitals and stuff like that. Like this is when he wasn't even president, right? Like it was in between his presidencies, right? And just watching, like as a parent, like I can watch somebody that doesn't have, or I can watch somebody that's like interacting with kids, and I can tell whether they're being fake or not.
Yeah.
Right? Like I can tell, right?
Yeah.
And like Trump is just like so comfortable with kids, like he's great with kids. The kids love him. And yeah, that kind of won me over for Trump. Like I can tell he's like legitimately likes kids and families, right? Like that's his, even though he's a billionaire and he thinks, oh, the billionaire doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself, right? I don't think that's necessarily true.
No, I can see that. It is an important thing to me to see, especially now having a son, to see how people acknowledge children or don't even acknowledge them. I see that with a lot of younger people, like teenagers or people where like my son, he like we're on an elevator or something and he sees an older kid, because when you're like a little kid, when you see like a teenager or whatever, it's kind of cool to you, right? Because you're like, they're not necessarily an adult, but they're like kind of like you but bigger. So they get excited and they want to talk to them, say hi. And a lot of these kids nowadays, they don't even acknowledge it. The kid's not even there. Even when my son be like hi or like wave to them or whatever, they're like ignore them completely. So then when a teenager does acknowledge my son and is like kind and very kind, that really warms my heart, to see them. And I can see that with seeing like Trump or anyone else engaging with children. That's cool. Not like that creep. And this isn't even a partisan thing. That was just so creepy to see Biden. You guys have seen the compilations of him sniffing the people's hair, the kids' hair, and then getting really close in their space. No. I know.
Like I think the only thing I ever seen Trump do was like, I think he kissed a baby or something like that. And some people were like, oh, he kissed a baby.
Yeah.
It's like, the president's been kissing babies for decades,
Yeah.
Why is it wrong now? Because Trump's doing it?
I know. What's Trump's doing it, huh?
Come on.
It's like the Dalai Lama when he kissed the kid. You saw that?
The Dalai Lama? Yeah. That was kind of weird.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think?
That was odd. Like the way it was done, that was a little odd, but I'm sure it was harmless.
Yeah, I'm sure it was harmless, but like really bad.
Then I think finally here also.
Like it was just like a little peck.
That's okay, right there, right? A little too long, staring at each other. That's what it was.
And suck
We should.
my tongue.
He said, "Suck my tongue." What? Wait, at this point,
yeah, okay, that was weird. I forgot about that.
at this point, like if you're the parent, even if you like worship the Dalai Lama, you'd be like, "Fuck that! I'm pulling my kid away from that." Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "Suck my tongue."
Weird.
Very weird, yeah.
Well, I don't think he's all there either, right?
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think I would
He's
go
obviously
there.
not all there if he's doing something like that.
Yeah.
I
Obviously,
did
yeah.
I did see it, but I forgot about
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah. Yeah. But back to Trump, he does seem, even though he is a kind of awkward guy, because I do look at these people, little things and stuff. Just like if someone stares at any of us long enough, you probably can see some weird idiosyncrasies and stuff. And I think Trump is a germaphobe and all that. With that said, I see what you mean though, because I've seen him interact with children. It is natural, and he does seem to, like, as you should as an adult, like respect children and think that they're pretty awesome, pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he keeps defending like all these like 300,000 children that have gone missing. Like he keeps bringing that up, and he keeps putting that out there so that people don't forget, right? Like
Right.
I think that's really big.
Yeah.
Like he really wants to do something about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he does what he wants to do. A lot of stuff. Now, will he get it done? Probably not. But
I think he'll get
know?
quite a bit done. Like they were saying, they just passed something the other day, and I think like most of they had even 45 Democrats voted for whatever bill. Well, the I don't know if it was Congress or it was the House or whatever, but it seemed like they were kind of unified a bit. So that's kind of promising.
Okay. Yeah. I remember somebody told me before, he was a libertarian, I believe. He was like, whenever I was on the Obama craze in 2008, and he was like, Obama scares me because he could get both sides of the aisle to work together. Because I guess he doesn't trust the bird, which has two different wings, those two different wings, Democrat, Republican, are on the same bird. I remember before Obama and Trump, a big thing with truthers was like the whole left-right paradigm, how it's the same thing. And that seemed to go out the window with Obama, then again with Trump. Do you think there's something to be said about that still, or it's more like we need to use what we have? And if we have an ally in the presidency, we should use that, even though there may be truth to the left-right paradigm. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Jess. I've been talking for a while.
I can't wait till I get my fucking satellite back.
It's satellite.
Because my connection is shit.
But we can still hear. We'll work with it, Jess. If it was totally horrible, I would say, nah, maybe you could try back tomorrow, but it's okay. Sounds okay. And plus, you're a legend, so we'll deal with it. Go ahead. Do you have any thoughts?
I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I fucking can't wait till I get it back here, though. Because then it'll be clear again. Australian internet's so terrible.
Yeah. Did you ever think about the politics in terms of that, the left-right paradigm? How it's like two sides of the same thing? The politics.
Well, here liberal is our conservative side. So we have Liberal and Labor, Labour is what you guys call liberal for us. Liberal is what conservative is in Australia.
Okay. Yeah, it's the opposite. Yeah. Well, but we get the
But
gist of it, though.
they're both one and the same as well. They're both
Uh-huh.
one and the same as well here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, what styles do you want in the? I want to be super dramatic. What style do you want in your slavery? But yeah, it's just two different. I don't know. But I have to admit, though, the older I get, the more conservative I get. Definitely. Yeah. Growing up in California, we have the extreme liberalism shoved down our throat. You know. But what's Chris Rock say? He said,
Thanks, Are We Not Men? And Are We Not Men's there posting your channel in my chat, which I really appreciate. Thank you for doing that.
Mm-hmm. Are We Not Men there? Okay, cool. Thank you, Are We Not Men? He's a legend. Yeah, definitely audience MVP right there. Are We Not Men? So back to this. So what do you think about that?
He runs the shit over on my channel.
Oh, he does, huh? Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty much like he's an admin. He's a moderator. He's pretty much a producer too. Like he gives me all sorts of advice.
Yeah.
Shit like that. He's cool. He's really, really cool.
So
really valuable for channel.
So there would be no Just White without Are We Not Men? There would be no.
Yeah, pretty much. He's helping
Are We Not Men
from the start.
Yeah. That's like Shadow Buddha from myself, executive producer.
Yes. Every single red pillar in the world wants to be a gatekeeper for your sexual access. Yeah. Every single one.
Yeah. Wow. Are you being sarcastic with that?
Yeah.
Truth, bro? Yeah, okay. Every single one, even me. I want to be the gatekeeper to your sexual.
We just don't want artards.
Yeah.
Artards.
No, we don't.
Unaliving just because they want to sleep around.
Right. Yeah, I would just say like the red pillar, the evolution of the red pill is very interesting. How it did kind of start off with the men's rights advocates, and then from there, it went into the forums and whatnot, and then from there, the pickup artists, the PUAs, they try to use that as their cloak to make money, right? And I guess maybe some of them actually want to help men, but they only had one aspect of the red pill, which is just sexual conquest, right? That's all they cared about, right? And from that, and from them like oversaturating the look of the red pill with being a piece of shit pickup artist, the black pill was born from there. The black pillars were like, nah, we need to get back to what it was really about, looking at the real red pill truth, right, for what it is. But then those black pillars ended up becoming extreme versions of pieces of shit. We could say incels, a lot of them, as direct opposition to the over sexualized red pillar pickup artists, and then I think from there, we're kind of here now, and like for me personally, and I think Glenn Lawrence agreed with me on this. The real red pill is actually married red pill. The married red pill, which I actually found a lot of jewels in that subreddit, the married red pill, looking at life in general, not just dating, but life in general through a red pill lens. And it actually, I'm very grateful for that, Yeah.
I think red pill has been I think it's a bunch of things really. I mean, it used to be only like truth, right? Like finding the truth
exactly
in things, right? And then it's just been kind of oversaturated with other beliefs, which is why I don't really say that I'm full red pill, right? Like,
yeah,
and I mean, my name says it all, right? I'm for the truth, right? And
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Like the being an eventful truth. It's all encompassing of the truth. The holistic totality of the truth, not just one sub structure of male female dynamics, right?
Right.
It's like all truth, spiritual truth, physical truth, financial truth, health truth, all that, right? Family truth. I like that. Yeah. And when I say I'm red pill aware, like I said earlier, that's not my only mode of being. It's just it's a part of it, But I think that's a commonality we have. An uncommon commonality is the fact that we put the truth as a top priority. Probably all three of us. That's why we're able to like communicate with each other the way we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want people to know, like, not everything isn't what it seems.
Yeah. There's nuance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I haven't watched like mainstream media for probably about 3 years now. Like I can't handle it. Right. I watch like if I want to see some like political stuff, I'll like watch like Newsmax once in a while. Or like Fox once in a while, but even those ones, right, are biased.
That's pretty
right?
bad. Yeah. Yeah. I'll watch the Just White's neck of the woods of Sky News every now and then.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That gets wild over there too.
Yeah. Rita Tahini.
Exactly.
Lefty's losing it. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Doses, right?
Yeah. That Sky News isn't just Australia. That's all over the world as well.
Right. But it seems like the Australia one is the based one.
Based, yeah.
Yeah.
Australia loves America.
Have you seen some of these that Indian woman too? She has a based show, like
Rita.
Indian Times. Oh, that's her. Okay, all right.
Yeah, she does the lefties losing it.
Okay, yeah. But I've seen some of these channels from India, English speaking news channels on YouTube. They're pretty based too. They talk about some of the stuff that we talk about constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes though, I'll watch. I haven't done it in a while, but I'll watch like MSNBC, Rachel Maddow just to laugh. But it's wild though. I gotta remember though. I don't want to be a complete dickhead in the sense that even though I totally disagree with a lot of their talking points, there are still people that like are in my family or whatnot that prescribe to that, right? And I like to just be aware of almost like everything, all the the spectrum, and I just don't dwell in it too much, I want to be aware definitely because everyone has the Great Leopard Print told me this last week. Like we may not agree with what the other person's view or whatever. However, that's their view. I respect that. And if they're not coming like in a hateful, disrespectful way to you, hey, let them have their view. Let them have their view. Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit. With that said, I think I'm gonna go have some Thai food right now.
Oh,
what do you guys got going on? Yeah.
Nice.
That's great.
I'm gonna take my kids for a walk. They
sounds good.
Gone crazy in this room.
She's touching grass. You heard that? You heard that, viewers, right? Chat. She's gonna touch grass. Okay. Good for you, Just White.
Oh, they used to be
coming up.
Outside, so they are not so in locked in the motel room. So I gotta take her for a walk.
Well, sounds good. I'll probably do that after I eat.
It was good to talk to you. I'll have to come back up and have another chat with you. You can ask me all sorts of questions about Australia. I'll tell you where.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We do that. Yeah, I'll hop over to your stream as well. I'll be listening in the bushes though. But yeah, I'll hop on the panel when you have open panel too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for me to.
If I understand anything you don't understand, just ask too, because there's a lot. I get that all the time. Different slang and stuff that I don't realize that isn't used in other countries. If I say something you don't know what it means, just ask me and I'll let you know.
Like root. Remember you said a root? That person hasn't had a root in a while.
Root means
you mean to have sex? Yeah. I'm starting to use that now. I'm going to use that now. Fucking hey.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. I'll leave you with an Australian joke since we talked about that too. What does an Australian man and what does a man and a wombat have in common?
What does a man and a wombat have in common? I don't know. What?
It eats roots and leaves.
Eats roots and leaves. Okay. Eats roots. And that definition of root, there we go. that
Yeah, and
makes
wombats
sense.
actually eat roots and leaves too.
Oh, okay.
And man eats roots and leaves.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. No.
You got it? I get it now. Thanks for that. Yeah. I have to come up with an American joke about roots.
I have my fucking satellite next time too, so my mic's not playing up and shit like that. Thank you for putting up with that. Sorry about that.
It's all good, Jess. Yeah, we'll see you soon, okay?
Yeah, no worries.
Okay,
You all have a nice day.
Have a good
It was
evening.
very nice to chill out with you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon. Vengeful Truther.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Have a good evening, Jess. The great Jess White, everyone. Yeah. Look at Baron. That's not for you, Baron, in the background. That's for Jess. Taking all the spotlight. The aesthetics of Baron are good though. I mean, if he actually has my assuming thing, I think he is on the spectrum. He doesn't talk much, but I mean, what politician isn't on the spectrum at this point, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? A smart person doesn't talk too much.
That's true. That's actually G. That's actually absolutely. I'm glad you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so true. Yep. Yeah.
He's quite possibly could be future president.
That's what people were saying. That's why I had to bring him up. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's got a long way to go. I don't think he'd be president within the next 3 terms. But
well, he has 20 years. He has to be 38. He's 18 right now.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And even then, that's pretty young for a president, right? So.
But stranger things have happened, though. You know.
True.
Yeah.
What's
What better story would it be for him, like when he's 38, to actually be? He has the name already.
Yeah.
You know, enough said. As long as you're not a bumbling idiot, you're gonna get half the vote just off that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to hear him talking more, for sure.
Yeah.
But I guess there's no reason for it.
Well, here's the thing, but we'll end it with a red pill thing. One of the tropes is, right, you always want to be attractive to your partner, right? But if you can't do that, at least don't be unattractive, right?
Yeah.
and one of the best ways to be unattractive, to not be unattractive, is to keep your mouth shut, right? Right. That's one of the best ways. Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut. Say something when you have something good to say.
Exactly. Yep.
Don't try to like push it. You know?
Don't push it. Yeah.
Let it happen naturally.
That's something as a live streamer I've been aware of more and more. You know, don't push it. Yeah. So let's do this definitely next week. Well, you know, you can announce you can. Yeah, because you're gonna have a broadcast, right? You're gonna start your channel up again, right? I'm excited about that.
Yeah. I did an episode there before I got sick. I'm just kind of covering the Canadian election a little bit, so I know most Americans don't give a shit, right? But yeah, that's kind of what I'm on right now.
I think we do care about more than we ever did before, man, for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean,
yeah,
Trudeau is not gonna be a good ally, or well, Trudeau's done. Anybody that's replacing him is not going to be a good ally for the United States. It's just going to be constant, like, shit talking behind Trump's back, right? Instead, and I think right now, Pierre Poilievre, who's running for the Conservative Party, he is going to, like, right now he's got to show strength and he's got to be strong, right? Because if he acts weak, then Trump isn't gonna listen to anything he has to say, right? So,
Right, he's not gonna respect him.
once he's in and he actually talks with Trump, I think those two will get along just fine. And I think Trump just doesn't want somebody weak to deal with, right?
That's the thing he hates most in life is weakness, as he says. Weak.
Yes, make Canada based again.
Make it based. Yeah. There you go. Those are our brothers up north.
But yeah,
Actually, you
NPC
guys,
and I are planning to stream. We're gonna have a conversation about some things. I don't really want to let anything out right now, but
yeah,
we're gonna collab a little bit here coming up soon.
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe we'll be up for a best collab award. NPC Award 2025, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I find it pretty easy to talk to you, so
yeah. And you as well, man. Appreciate you, man.
Like shout out to the like when you have like a guest up and then you feel like you're doing all the talking to like keep the conversation going, right? Like it just it's great when it like naturally flows.
Right. Because like at any moment that when you're doing that, any moment the conversation can just deteriorate, right? Yeah. It's like silence, which you don't want.
No.
Right? No.
But yeah, everybody, you can find me at the Vengeful Truther.
Get that channel.
Yeah.
Let me get that channel right there. Mods, we get the channel quick, please. Yeah.
I'm going to cover the Canadian leading up to the Canadian election, and I'm going to try and do other stuff too, so that our American friends have something a little bit more to watch. Because I'm not really in the YouTube Canadian aspect of YouTube. I'm more on the American side. I have more American friends, right? So,
right.
I kind of gotta do a little bit of both. I'd like to get some Canadian followers. That'd be cool.
Do you ever link up with OTW, the great over there in Montreal? You ever been on his panel or listened to his
I've seen him around, but I've never really chatted with him.
Yeah, he comes over here a lot now lately. He was here earlier. Hopefully he's right there. Yeah. There you go.
Cool. Well, we'll have to link up then. I'll have to check him out more.
Oh yeah. Oh, good. Thank you. Are we not men? Johnny on the spot with the link.
Cheers, everyone.
The Vengeful Truther. Yeah. Legend right there. Yeah. Yeah, OTW is great too. Like, yeah, he's fun. He's on that Truther stuff. He showed me, I was like, last time I was on his broadcast, we were watching, maybe I was in the bushes, but I was watching Trudeau versus another politician. Remember that back in like in the early 2000s, he fought somebody like on a celebrity boxing match.
Oh yeah, yeah. Frick, I can't remember what that other guy's name was. But
it was awkward.
It was so weird, man.
Yeah, it was funny.
I can proudly say I never voted Trudeau. So
that's kind of hard to do. I'm sure most people have voted for him at least once, right?
Well, because he legalized weed, right?
Right. Yeah, which is a good thing.
That's all anybody cared about. They didn't care about his other policies. They just heard weed, legalized weed, and he got the vote.
Yeah.
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 I actually voted for conservatives. Like everybody hated the conservatives at that point.
Yeah. But you just hated Trudeau that much more.
Yeah. Well, it was, unfortunately, the conservatives here had to deal with Afghanistan, right? And that really hurt them because people don't like war, right?
Right. Yeah. Look at this funny war picking gaming with the comment. Plot twist: Trudeau gets elected again after resign. I wouldn't doubt something weird happened like that. The way the world is, huh? Truthful. What do you think? Yeah. First of all, give him this comment just for him. That's a winning comment today.
Just like that. That's all there is to it, Dustin. That's all there is to it. A winner. Just like that. We'll be right back. More Price is Right. Don't go away.
It was such a winning comment that Truthful had he got bounced off the damn panel. What the fuck, man? Yeah, that would be awful. Yeah. I can see how that would be awful for some of our Canadian friends. Yeah, he had the preface and says
Sorry about that.
That's okay. He had they had a preface and say that would be awful, Trudeau, right? Like he just reset his because isn't there a limit how long you can be president?
No.
How many there's no term limit?
No,
or excuse me, prime minister.
Canada, you can keep going as prime minister.
Well, he was prime minister for how long? Like that? Like 15 years or something like that?
9.
Only 9? 9. That's one longer than they're allowed in America.
Yeah, he's been 2 terms. So
here's the question now. So
barely one.
Can Trump run for another term next election cycle?
No.
No, he can't. You only can do 2, right?
You can only do 2, yeah. Unless even
if it's broke up.
Unless they amend it somehow, but
okay. I was gonna say, man, that'd be crazy if he was able to do that. Yeah, I love how I asked my Canadian brother what's going on in my country.
That's why I was thinking about that in my head. I'm like, is this guy American?
Of course, yeah. That's been way too long, man. I don't know, man. So much stuff is happening that's unprecedented, right? So that's why that shit never was even a possibility. Like, now people did their 2 terms or 1 term, and that was it. We never had to hear about you again. Yeah, but no, Mr. Trump has to fucking reinvent everything, like shake it up. Yeah.
Hey, can I share something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
This is kind of a funny short video of Pierre.
Okay.
Guy running for Conservative.
Let's see.
Here.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a raid, maybe from Glenn or whatever. If there was, thank you. We did get a big spike about 45 minutes ago. What's up, Snow, if you're in the bushes? Oh, this is the guy? This is Pierre?
Yeah, so he's eating an apple here talking to a reporter, a woke reporter.
Okay, let's see.
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean, certainly you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
Left wing, this and that, right wing. I mean, it's that type of ideological spectrum.
I never really talk about left or right.
Anyways, I
don't really believe in that.
Okay, a lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but
like who?
I don't know who, but
you're the one who asked the question, so you must know somebody.
Okay, I'm sure there's some out there, but anyways, the point of this question is, I mean, why should Canadians trust you with their vote, given not just the sort of ideological inclination in terms of taking the page out of Donald Trump's book, but
what are you
also
talking about? What page? Can you give me a page? Give me the page.
Yeah, throw the apples in the chat.
In terms of turning things quite dramatically in terms of Trudeau and the left wing and all of this. I mean, you make quite a it's quite a play that you make on it. So I'm
not sure. I don't know what your question is.
Then forget that. Why should Canadians trust you with their vote?
Common sense. Okay. Common sense for a change. We're going to make common sense common in this country. We don't have any common sense in the current government. The guy prints $600 billion, grows our money supply by 32% in 3 years. That's growing the money 8 times faster than the economy. No wonder we have the worst inflation in 4 decades. I'm going to cap spending, cut waste so that we can balance the budget and bring down inflation and interest rates. You'll want to be able to pay your mortgage again. You want to be able to afford rent. then you have to vote for Pierre Poilievre, because I'm the only one with a common sense plan that will bring back the buying power of your paycheck.
Based. Yeah. Based. Yeah.
Pretty
I guess
funny,
he
though,
was
like, that was just,
stonewalling
like,
in the beginning.
crunching down
Yeah.
on the apple and shit while he's like,
Yeah. There's so many like symbols and metaphors with that. Like, and you got this guy that's trying to bait him, and like he's making him explain himself. You can't get mad at him
like,
for
who
that.
says that? Who says that? Tell me who says that.
Yeah, I don't talk like that. It's not like something I would say.
Yeah.
I don't even
Well,
talk
you
like
asked
that,
the
bro.
question.
Yeah. Why is populism a bad thing? It's the people, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Sorry, the corporations are into that. That's it. So the Trump. Remember, he brought the populism. He brought it back again.
Yeah, you're taking a
All
page
over the
out of the
world.
Trump book, and he's like, "What? People say that? Who says that? Tell me who says that."
Exactly.
Well, I don't know
So I can
anybody,
blast
but-
them.
Well, what do you mean? Why are you asking the question then if you don't know anybody that says that?
Exactly. Yeah, gonna do dog whistle, man.
Yeah.
He's
He
on
actually
left
did an
this,
interview-
right that.
Yeah, he actually did an interview the other day on a breakfast show, and the interviewer was asking him about Trump's male female policy, 2-gender policy.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "So, what would you do about Trump's 2-gender policy? Would you?" He's like, "Would you allow people to put other genders on their passport?" And he's like, "Well," he's like, "I only know about 2 genders." He's like, male and female.
Yeah.
So I don't. He's like, "I really don't understand what you're trying to ask me."
Yeah. No, that's something that we deal with now, where people assume that, well, at least in this, that you're down with like that woke stuff so much so that they can't even fathom the fact that maybe you don't subscribe to that. So they'll spill whatever they're trying to share, like that reporter did, when in fact is like you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Why I'm not even in that. I can't even answer your question because I don't even give merit to that whole dichotomy. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
But it just makes no sense. Like, you
Doesn't
ask
make any
somebody,
sense.
"Are you going to allow people to put other genders on their passport?" And you're like, "Well, there's only 2 genders, so I don't really understand what you're asking me."
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a shit test using the red pill language. These bussy reporters are giving the masculine politician like these shit tests like their woman would do or something.
Right.
Yeah, but he passed it. It made them look stupid. He did that reverse jujitsu or something. I don't know.
Well, they're fighting it in the court now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
we'll
what
see what
now?
happens.
So what are we doing now in Canada? So nobody's president right now. What or
No,
prime
Trudeau
minister?
is
Excuse
prime
me.
minister until I believe March 9th, and then they select a new Liberal leader. So the person running for prime minister for the Liberal Party in the next election will actually be prime minister until the election.
Ah, okay.
So,
the election is when?
Well, they're trying to pressure Trudeau to call an election here right away, but he's dragging his feet. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. They prorogued Parliament for a little while, so that means they shut Parliament down.
Yeah.
So we'll see when they get back going.
So Pierre is he the Liberal Party or conservative?
Conservative.
That's what I figured. Because the only reason I asked is because Jess was saying in her country, it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
When they do those terms, I think England's the same way too. When they say the worker party and all that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing different with Canada is that the colors are different, right? So Liberal is red, Conservative is blue.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
And then we have like 3 or 4 other little smaller parties that are basically all liberal. So there's only one conservative party in Canada. There's another party. It's a fringe party. It's very small. They're called the People's Party of Canada, and they're more closer to Trump.
Okay.
But they're so small and they don't have any seats, so they don't really get exposure.
Yeah, it's always only two parties when it comes down to it. Oh, in the end, yeah.
Yeah, like I'd like to see the People's Party actually get in, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Well, we're definitely going to keep our eye on our neighbors to the north, for sure.
Yeah, well, we're all connected, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, everybody knows that if Canada doesn't smarten up and Trump puts these tariffs in, it's going to affect both countries. Like, you guys get a lot of your oil from us.
Yes, that's right.
And if that stops, then you have to start getting oil from Saudi Arabia and Venezuela and all these like rogue countries, right? So, Trump's just trying to make a point right now, but yeah, tariffs on Canada would not do America or Canada any good. Especially Canada, it would destroy Canada for sure.
Yeah, we don't want that.
So we need a common sense guy like Polyev to get along with Trump and make some deals.
Okay.
We need to rebuild our military, man.
Yeah.
We need to rebuild our military. I think, ever since everybody came back from Afghanistan, the military has just been destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This military over here, they have conscription where you have to serve right after college, but they keep lessening the time you have to serve and whatnot, and the physical requirements you have to for physical training, they keep lowering it too, which is in fact is probably making a weaker soldier, which is something that I in my opinion Taiwan definitely doesn't need with the threat of China with the CCP over there. So
yeah,
it's wild. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think every country should do that. To be honest, I think every country should have a minimum year or 2 year or whatever. Like, people need to be prepared. Right?
Yeah. Anything in terms of indoctrination, if you're looking at it from a government point of view, you'd think that would be what better indoctrination can you get than basic training? They break you down to build you up and how they want.
Well, it creates better people too.
Yeah, you see, there's even a market, dude, for ex special forces and Navy SEALs where you can do a weekend for $1,000 and do a boot camp. Have you seen those?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a big thing. People are longing for these rituals, these initiation rituals, right?
Yeah.
Because life is so soft nowadays.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be part of something for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And especially countries that don't have the right to bear arms in their in their, for lack of a better word, constitution.
Like here, Taiwan does it.
Yeah, like here in Canada, we're allowed to have some. We're allowed to have some.
You can't have any weapons.
We're allowed to have some guns, but it's limited, and we have a charter of rights and freedoms, and owning guns is not in there.
Yeah.
So I think these countries that don't have the right to bear arms should have the knowledge to bear arms.
They should, right? They should.
Because how are you going
Switzerland
to?
does it.
What if your country has to go to war? Then you have to start from scratch, and you have to train everybody for 4 years.
Yeah. No, it's bad. I think was it Switzerland or Sweden? You have to do that. You have to be efficient with your weapon, and also has to have it in your house. And Israel, literally, when you're on leave, when you're in the military, you have to carry your assault rifle with you, right? You see these people on dates and stuff, young people, they're wearing street clothes and they have their AK-47 on their back. It's funny.
That's wild.
Because in their case, you never know. There could be some terrorist shit popping off, right? So they got to be ready. Yeah. In the end, I see what you mean, though, because especially when you look at Ukraine about how those people weren't ready, and yet right away they started making Molotov cocktails, getting all their weapons together and all that stuff. Yeah, you should be ready, but the point is, in the grand scheme of thing, and my Jack Talcottian way of viewing things, once you have your citizens having to go to war, you're fucked. In the end, because there's going to be a lot of casualties. It's one thing that's like for us to talk about it, but if that actually happens, where you have to defend as an insurgent, you have to defend your home from invaders. That's a really dark place. Really dark place.
Yeah. Well, I think a little bit of a point too. People's survival instinct kicks in, right?
Yeah.
And some people are going to panic and run. That's just the way it is.
But some people want to fight. I get it.
Those people will be unalived, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I mean, invaders typically lose more, or typically have more casualties than defenders, right? So.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Shout out to John Galt in the chat. I saw you here like earlier in the week. You said drop the link, but it was just the beginning of the monologue, so I didn't do it. But now you're here when I'm about to go. Damn it, John Galt. I'll be here tomorrow, and hopefully you can come up because that's John Galt, the who was up against Jess White for most prolific streamer, stamina streamer, long stream, and John Galt narrowly took that award. Right. So John Galt, aka the Urban Landlord. Shout out to you, NBC the Game panel versus winner. Right. So Vengeful Truther, I'll hit you up in Discord. Okay. I appreciate you coming in and making the broadcast even a higher caliber than it already was.
For sure, bro. Thanks for having me up. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'll see you soon. Okay, keep healing up. Okay.
I will.
Look at me, I'm all stuffy. I'm working
I know
through
I can
it.
hear
Though.
you. Yeah, you sound like you're about.
I don't normally talk like I'm Humpty Hump from Digital Underground. Like I.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
I'm like, does he know that one? Yeah, he knows that one. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love old school hip hop, bro.
You're a fool, man.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
All right. Well, 07 chat. Thanks for putting up with me. And you guys, I'll see you guys on the flip side.
Yeah, we'll see you. Yeah, thanks to Just White for coming up too. Well, later on for me it will be tomorrow, Jess. So we'll have the open panel tomorrow, which will be Saturday for me. I'll be here in Taiwan. And shout out to everyone, bro. There's a lot of new faces and a lot of old faces too. Appreciate all y'all. Crazy Mama, Shadow Buddha, War Pig, Robert. All these lovely
fucking
folks.
Gas Mask in the building.
Oh, Gas Mask. That's what I thought it was right there. Yo. Hey, yo. What's up, man? Kane. I saw Kane in there earlier. The legend himself, are we not men? Right? Locksmith Jeremy. Always much love. Seth. Ruled by Saturn. Right? The lovely Leopard Prince in the house. Yeah. Lady Luck. Good to have you. Our friends on the other side of the pond right here dancing. Oh, one of our most conscious mods out there, Godheart Guardian. Everybody, yeah. Yeah. A lot of legends. I don't think any trolls either. Adam 87. Yeah. Not Adam 22. Don't get it confused with Adam 22. Adam 87. Mike Capone with the golden voice. And Jesus Christ in the house. Wow. We're blessed, huh?
JC in the building.
JC in the building. I don't know if that's Ashley. I think I've seen her use that avatar before. If it is, that's cool. Apocalypse Theory. I think that was Cecil, and always the hardest working man in the metaverse. Look within. So, with that said, we'll see you next time. Let me give you some parting words. Everyone's great. We love you all. Don't forget it. You're special. Yeah, and shout out to my ex surfer chick girlfriend. I'll get you on the outro of our little movie we made back in the day. Peace, everyone. Much love. Talk to you soon, Vengeful.
For sure. See you, bro.